And we're live.
We are, and we are lacking a background.
And yeah, I know I'm working on that. So, hey, everybody. Hope that everybody is doing good today. By the way, I want to apologize to people. I did not do the church stream today. I see that signed book collector. I will do the church stream after we wrap up. And the reason I didn't get it done is, quite frankly, I watched the entirety of the Supreme Court hijinks today with the case of Trump versus Anderson. I found it interesting. I lost track of time, and then the next thing I know, I'm talking to Jason, and I'm like, "Oh crap! I didn't do a church stream today." So I apologize from the bottom of my heart to everybody for that. That's entirely on me, but we will get that done. And if you don't, and if you can't stay around for it after this show, I certainly understand. But you can always watch it later because those streams are only about a half an hour. So how are you, Jason?
I'm not too bad.
Oh, and Danny's not here, but he will be. We're waiting for him to show up. Then,
Yeah.
Then we'll get started. So anyway, so you were saying?
Yeah, not bad. I'm kind of annoyed at the fact that I live in such a borderline objectively communist country because of some foolishness that happened today, but that's okay.
Okay, I think you're misunderstanding what communist means. But what is so communist about your country this week?
Parents don't have rights, and some people are trying to make it illegal to say anything nice about oil and gas. Literally make it illegal.
Yeah. Well, okay. So first of all, as far as thought crime, that's just the leftist anyway.
That's just unfortunately from that sphere.
Yeah, I will say this, because as far as parents not having rights, Portland, Oregon's going to say, "Hey, hold my latte." Because I will tell you, as a parent that came from that area, once your kid hit, and this is no joke, and this is one of the reasons I tell people, they think, "Oh, it's not that big a deal." At the age of 13, a parent has zero rights to their child's medical records. Zero. You can't even ask the doctor.
In Oregon?
Yes. Right now, in Oregon, in California, in Washington, it's 13 years old.
That's crazy.
It's freaking insane. Which means your kid can then turn around and go to, and the reason they do this, and my daughter described this to us because it happened to her when she turned 13.
Yeah.
But the doctors immediately say, "So you want to talk about birth control?"
What?
and then you of course have. Nowadays, gender affirming, treatments and stuff. And I'm sorry, but if as a parent, you are legally responsible, and I don't know how it is in Canada, but in the United States, as a parent, you are legally responsible for everything your child does until they're 18. So
exactly.
So if I'm legally responsible for what my kid does, I darn well better be able to find out what my kid is doing.
Yes, and be able to censure, sanction, and otherwise punish as necessary to correct or adjust.
Right, and I should be able to tell the doctor, "No, I don't want my 13-year-old on birth control pills. I don't think those hormones are good for little kids." I'm a liberal parent. Sure, I want my kids screwing around all day long, so give it to them. Whatever, but that's up to the individual parent. That is not up to the state.
Yeah, well, a officer of the state here flat out declared that parents have no rights in Canada. So that's, yeah.
Well, that's a good thing, though, because
it's terrific.
Canadians are kind of, come on.
Well, apparently we are, yeah.
Apparently? No, there's no apparently about it. You guys are Batwoman crazy.
Well, we certainly are now.
I mean, you sitting there drinking your
maple syrup and dipping our bacon in it.
Maple syrup and moose blood,
Tell you what, till you have yourself some maple dip bacon, you get back to me.
No, I've never been a fan of. I've had maple bacon, but never been a fan.
You know what? The most deadly combo is peppercorn smoked bacon, and then you just pour the maple syrup on it.
Okay.
Because dying young is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, you say, "Oh, pepper smoked bacon. That sounds delicious." Then you smother it with syrup. Oh,
yes.
Gosh, I want to puke now.
real proper like Vermont or Quebec or New Brunswick maple syrup, though, not like some cut in half, like watered down garbage, but some real good stuff. It makes a difference.
Yeah,
Because kind of like
what
olive oil, a
flavor
lot of people
do you want?
a lot of people don't know this about olive oil. The same thing actually applies to maple syrup. Is that it is the if it's multi-sourced, it's very likely to actually be cut. So it's not actually entirely all virgin olive oil or all actual maple syrup. So I don't know about that, Mr. Pickle. I don't necessarily agree with that. Adding bacon to everything is always good. So adding anything to bacon should always be the same. Logic?
That doesn't make sense.
Well, bacon is awesome, and everything is better if you put bacon on it. So the reverse should stand.
We see, no, because just because everything is improved with bacon doesn't mean bacon is improved with everything. Because you could have something that like plain bacon and then bacon wrapped turds, right? Well, if you had to eat turds, wrapping it in bacon would definitely improve it. But if you have to eat bacon, wrapping it around a turd is not going to improve the bacon.
See, look, there's another Canadian that completely agrees with me. Big surprise, I know.
You got effing crazy. You're crazier than Trump's lawyers. You know that. That's.
I know.
Oh
I've set the bar in a very strange place here.
Yeah. Whatever, freaks. Freaky Canadians and your
hey
syrup on everything. You know, like I said, syrup has its place. Pancakes and waffles, and that's it. You don't put syrup on anything that's not a pancake or a waffle.
Actually, you know, it'd be I won't fight the issue. I won't try to fight and argue from this position because I'm not actually a chef. But the fun thing is that anything thicker than water is actually a syrup. So look out.
Well, okay, fine, but you know what I mean. What the commoners refer
I know.
to.
That's why I said I won't argue it from that position, but I do know it.
If you can buy it in a bottle of a politically incorrect African American woman, then it's syrup.
Well, that's table syrup. That ain't syrup. That's just like.
Hey, it's
I mean,
maple syrup.
Hey, look, I grew up on
flavored.
I grew up Po, so I had lots of Aunt Jemima around, but yeah, that
you know, they should make like since Aunt Jemima became so I don't do they still make Aunt Jemima or is that
the company makes the product, and even up here you cannot get it with her or her name on it, which is a shame because it cut into the family.
It's one of those things that's iconic.
Yeah, well, not only that, but I mean, it put her and her family on the map. I don't know. It's stupid.
But what I think that what they should do is just update her a little bit. And thank you, Trusty Ape, for subscribing. Always nice to get a new subscriber. But yeah, if you like, for example, what if you made Aunt Jemima look like Megan the Stallion, and like you pushed her head and then she twerked and the maple syrup came squirting out of her butt.
Oh man.
Hey kids.
It's like, careful, you're gonna give somebody an idea and then we're gonna be stuck with it in the universe. It's a brilliant
idea, I'm telling you.
It's an idea. Brilliant idea, yes.
Yeah, it still looks like let's see. I'm trying to see if you can get it. Pepsi owns Aunt Jemima. I didn't know that.
Oh, that I did not know.
Yeah. Yeah, so they rebranded it from Aunt Jemima to Pearl Milling because that's the name of the company, the Pearl Milling Company.
Yeah.
Um, but honestly, like I understand, like if you look at really old packages of Aunt Jemima, okay, yes, she looks like a racial stereotype. I won't argue that Aunt Jemima was a little inappropriate.
Might have been on the nose, if
Yeah,
you will.
but that being said, if it's a good product, you just update it.
Yeah.
You know, look, and you make it so that and in fact, what you really should be doing. What's that noise?
That would be a Daniel.
Oh, is
I
Danny
just
in
gotta I just gotta move him up. I just kept him down low because I wasn't sure when he was gonna
Gotcha.
up. Yeah.
But yeah, so if you know, what you do is you say, hey, you know what? This was something that was horrible. It was an insult, but we want to make it a source of pride, and you make her into this great, powerful figure instead of, you know, a stupid fat nanny. You know.
Yeah, they should have got like a great grandkid or something, and
Yeah.
you know.
And Stanley wants to know if they canceled Uncle Ben too. You know, I don't know if you can get Uncle Ben anymore.
I don't know.
Although my favorite thing was it was a Saturday Night Live sketch with Tracy Morgan. You remember?
Oh yeah, I think I've seen this one.
And he's like,
about,
yeah, Uncle Jemima's Nash liquor. And Uncle Jemima's Nash liquor helps you get through them hard nights. You know, and so it was like. So I'm hearing a horrible echo coming from you, Danny. Danny.
I'm not even talking. I don't understand why.
you must have a speaker turned
Something, yeah, something on your system is creating an echo.
let me see. It's my heart.
By the way, we're live, just so you know.
Oh, hi everybody.
So everybody's been watching you staring at your phone for the last 5 minutes.
Well, it's at a rush here. Traffic's been bad, and I got invited last minute to say, you better know I love you and take this seriously. I could be at the WWE press conference for the WrestleMania right now for free.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I'm here instead.
And what
all
kind
good.
of exciting breaking news were they going to give? Is somebody there going to defend Trump in court because they do a better
No,
job
this
than-
is a no. It's wrestling. So Triple H is going to be there. The Rock is going to be there. Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, but
Bianca
just because they're going to be
Belair.
there doesn't
Yeah.
mean is there a reason to be?
Yes, it's for It's the WrestleMania press conference. It's like they are trying to make it seem more like a real sporting event now. So they do, like how boxing has press
I like
conferences.
that you admit that it's
UFC.
fake. They want to try.
Hey
to make
man,
it look like real.
hey, you know what we're reviewing today? A fake ass movie.
Yes,
What's the
but
difference?
Nobody thinks that Star Trek is real except for Psycho.
Actually, you'd be surprised.
I said except for Psycho. I know there are people. Look,
Take it a little too seriously. Is that what you're
no
about to
joke.
say?
This is not a joke.
Tell that to I got to cling on to English dictionary over there. Who the hell else? Come on.
Danny. This is absolutely serious. When I was president of the Portland, Oregon chapter of the official Star Trek fan club,
Yeah.
we had a member of the club who legit thought he was an alien.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you had someone like Justin Long from Galaxy Quest.
No.
Oh, yeah, it's
guy-
real. It's real.
No, this guy seriously, and he had it all figured out to where how he was stranded on Earth, and one of these days his people were going to come rescue him, and fortunately he was been surgically altered to look human, and all this stuff, and I'm like, and I tried. I mean, like I would try. I would have a conversation with him. I said, "Are you being serious right now?"
That almost sounds like he's describing a certain character from Stargate. For those out there that know Stargate,
but it's like okay, and I hate to invoke his name because he's not here to defend himself, but I will anyway because I don't care. And that is, it reminds me of Darren Wagner, because Darren is so convinced of this flat Earth thing, and he seems like such a smart guy. And I'm like, what's wrong? What's not calculating correctly? This guy thought he was an alien. Darren thinks the Earth is flat. There are people that rational, normal, intelligent people that think Batwoman crazy things.
I like to put maple syrup on everything.
Yeah, you and your freaking maple
Well, you're
syrup.
Canadian, so that doesn't matter. That's not a surprise.
He was talking about just heresies. Like he wants to put maple syrup on rare steak. That's
Not quite that far. I'm not that insane.
Well, I mean, actually, if you put it on rare and then grill it, that actually might be good.
Oh,
now
that
I
would
think
be
about it.
delicious, probably.
Yeah.
See,
thought of that.
don't encourage him. Had enough. I haven't been able to get a good night's sleep in years. I don't need this.
Now I'm going to give him nightmares.
Andy's got a great idea. Check that one out, Jason.
Put maple syrup on Batwoman?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That might actually be good.
That I was going to say. I mean, you're headed in a more appropriate direction, perhaps.
Yes.
A little less PG and a little bit more PG-13.
Yeah. I think we need to save that one for Valentine's Day special or something.
Right.
Anyway.
Oh God, Valentine's Day is on a Wednesday, so we are going to be live for that.
Well, no, normally we're not live on Wednesdays, but
oh, that's right. No, never mind. Yeah, I've seen back in the day we were.
I was thinking we should be because we should do like all the hottest couples in Trek.
Ooh, give me more work to do. I still have. Hold up. I was talking to Jason about this the other day. I'm taking notes, Michael, and I'm coming into this tomorrow. I've already got my grades, and I got a couple where like I'm willing to waver on, and then a couple I'm not. But I still have to watch.
All I know
four episodes to. And the cool thing is like I was telling Jason, sometimes I'll start the episode and like 2 minutes in, I'm like, boom, I remember it all. And I'm like, cool, and I don't have to finish it. I can take my notes and stuff,
another episode. So you're like, what was this one about?
Yeah.
Well, all I will say,
like so you can give me grief. The three there's a cluster of three. What are little girls made of? Mary and Dagger of the Mind. Although actually, I remember Dagger of the Mind. It's the escaped prisoner one, so never mind.
Right.
So what are little girls made of? And Mary, I got to watch those. And then
I'm so sorry.
The Conscience of the King.
Those
are the three.
What are little girls
once
made
I
of
watch it, I'll probably remember it.
Right.
So.
But what are little girls made of is not horrible. Mary is offensive.
Mary's pretty rough.
That's the one where Kirk is a pedophile.
Okay. Ooh, well, I'll be watching that probably later tonight.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Mary stands out for me.
Mary is spoiler alert. Mary's going to be F'd here. There's no way around that.
I like what little girls are made out of.
Yeah, I don't think it's first of all, it's Nurse Chapel's best episode. But
I know it's got Kirk's daughters in it, like William Shatner's real life daughters are in it, and Grace Lee Whitney's daughter is in it.
Well, they had to get so many girls in it.
Yeah,
because or no.
Oh yeah, because of all the bots that are.
No,
yeah.
I'm thinking Mud.
You're thinking Mud's Women.
But I'm not.
I just watched Mud's Women. There's not a lot of people in that.
No. I was thinking of Mud. That's the second one with Mud. That's the one with all the robots. But it's not a bad episode as far as we learn a little bit about Kirk and Spock's relationship. Nurse Chapel has a really good episode, except that it makes no sense canonically, because why is she in love with Roger Corby in this, but both before and after this she's in love with Spock?
Writing and filming order. We'll just blame it on that.
Yeah.
Well, the filming order's all over the place. So I actually pulled up the list of the production order because it was confusing me seeing Uhura in a gold uniform. So then I went back and I was like,
appearance.
Oh, well, no, she's got it on in 3 episodes.
Yeah, I know, but like if you look at Corbomite maneuver, which she's wearing yellow in that one.
Yeah. Yes,
I believe that was the first one filmed with her.
That was the first one filmed with her. Yes.
Yeah,
that was because the before that was the second pilot where No Man Has Gone Before, the Corbomite maneuver, Mud's Women, Enemy Within, then the Man Trap,
right.
Then the Naked Time, then Charlie X. I don't understand why they showed them out of order. It's weird. But,
well, back then, I'll say this. Back then, there was no such thing as continuity.
And the show, talk to Gilligan's Island about that.
Right. It was just, they just assumed.
Talk to Marianne.
Yeah, they just assumed the magic reset button, like on Voyager, right? They just kind of assume that, and so they just figure that no matter what episode you're watching, it's going to be a complete self-contained story. And Andy Roddenberry was pimping every woman on the show.
Mm-hmm.
He was the original sex trafficker.
He was screwing Nichelle and Majel while he was married to someone else.
Yeah, and pretty much my theory is Grace Lee Whitney got off the show because she wouldn't play.
She was the only one that wouldn't have sex with him.
That sucks. I'm sorry, Mom.
Has the
This is how I find out breaking news. You could have called or texted me.
Yeah. How about we don't put the family business up on the screen?
Okay, my bad.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Miss Moneypenny. I hope you feel better soon. What is that noise? Is that your fart dog?
Sounds like
no, it's the cat. No, it's the cat. That was sharpening his claws on his little cat thingy.
It was either that or it was Clippity Clop.
Kronos, I think it was Rod and Berries. Was what his name was originally or something.
Take a 3-hour tour.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, goodness. But we're not talking about the original series today. We're talking about the original series tomorrow. Today we are talking about Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock.
Spock!
Spoiler warning, they find him.
Yeah.
That's since Leonard Nimoy was directing, everybody knew. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, and they announced this. It's like everybody knows they're gonna find him.
Yeah, it's like the most telegraphed ending possible.
Yeah,
this is the first one I actually remember. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Seeing in the theater because I think I was 5 when this came out. So
Danny, I'm gonna punch you.
Why?
I mean, if you make one more reference how young you were when you saw it. I was a freaking teenager.
Hey, that's
Somebody
okay.
feeling
I'm
a little
here to
sensitive
remind
about
you
their
that I
age.
am older than the Atari, so you're not that far ahead.
I will say this, and this is kind of my hot take for it. I remember when the first time I saw this in the theaters, it was with a couple of friends, and we came out of the theater. And as we walked out of the theater, we were walking to the car. I looked at my friend that was old enough to drive, and so he was the one that drove us. I said, that was Star Trek.
Nice.
Look
at Gorilla's comment real quick before we move on.
Gorilla, his best episode ever.
So Gorilla likes episodes with pedophilia. Interesting. Okay.
Asian Muslim wife is best choice. Just the way he's got that word, and the vocabulary is very Alexandra.
Well, Alexander does like to say how Star Trek V is a masterpiece. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that's
Can you believe I respect Dave Cohen? I watch his stuff, often agree with him. This.
Oh, are you talking about that gas bag of a comment where he said the music was good?
Yes! Oh my God, you saw that too.
I put it in the comments.
What are you
oh my God, I couldn't believe
Dave Cullen actually praised the soundtrack
for Star Trek V.
For Star Trek V.
Oh my gosh!
I couldn't believe it.
Let
I was
me
like,
punch
wow.
him in the face.
Oh
my God.
brain hurt. I was
Dave
like,
Cullen, you need to come on this show right now so I can punch you in the face.
I don't know what he was thinking, but it was very not correct.
Yeah.
That's just stupid. Yeah. And you know what? I think it's because you hear the classic Star Trek theme from the original, from Star Trek the Motion Picture, and it gives you a couple of member berries. And I've heard people argue that it has a great soundtrack. And it's like, no, it really doesn't. It has a soundtrack that's nothing.
I just direct those people to our video.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like they can,
Yeah, and what I said, and which of course we all very much echoed frequently, is the fact that by the time you get to that point in the movies, it's not original and it's very derivative.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, did I accidentally? I'm sorry.
Danny?
Yes, we know that Gorilla is definitely a whole.
Let me take that down. I'm sorry. What? Hey, who am I fighting with? No, I'm trying to take it down. Okay, come on. All right, seriously, stop it. What's going on here?
Hey,
okay, come on.
I know you're not doing this. Danny just wants me to have to drive to Vegas so I can punch him in the face.
I've been told I have a very punchable face. Just let me take my glasses off this.
That's okay. First of all, you write down for your notes whenever we get merch going. You need a shirt that's me saying I'm going to punch you in the face, because I say that way too much. I'm a grumpy guy, aren't I?
You are salty.
You definitely need the air chair.
You need some anger management. Normally, I'd say you need Jesus, but you got plenty of him in your life, So
I don't know. Sprinkle a little bit more. Take the anger away.
The problem is, because I'm always righteous with my anger, Jesus would be like, "Yeah, go punch him in the face."
That's what you're hoping for, at least, right?
My cat's knocking on the door. I got to let him in. I'll be right back.
Right. Wait, his cat's knocking on the door?
Cats
I want
are
video
weird.
footage of this magical cat that can actually knock on the door.
I saw a video yesterday of a cat that figured out that when you press the doorbell, people will open the door. So it found itself a perch and threw itself at the Ring doorbell.
Wow.
On their owner's house so that they would let the damn cat in.
Wow, a cat figured that out?
Yeah.
So this guy, so that was the hella. This guy up here, I don't know if he can, he's a blur, sleeping on top of the couch, my Goku baby.
Yeah.
He can open doors. It's the damnedest thing. He can reach the knob, and he's figured out how to open the door. It's nuts.
Seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that with cats before.
Yeah, you watch out, because one of these days you're going to wake up, he's going to be over you with a knife in his...
he sleeps with me every night. However, look at this. I don't know if you can see this. Do you see that? He accidentally scratched me in my sleep.
Accidentally.
He didn't mean it. He was crawling over me, and
you sound like an abused woman every time you say stuff like that.
You say that all the time. I love my cat.
He has his good side. You don't understand. He's really a loving cat. He really loves me. I swear. You are an abused woman, Danny. It's true. You are an abused.
You know what I'm going to do? Just as a F you, because I know you miss these. I know you do. And I just wish when I blew into the microphone, you could smell it.
Oh, it's just a cigarette.
Actually,
I know you want one. I know you want one.
I used to smoke a long time ago, and I haven't smoked for a long time. At this point, I have no desire.
You liar. You told me that story about the contractors and the guy was smoking and you were like itching. You're like,
yeah, but you know what? I've kind of, that helped me get over it.
Okay.
I don't even care. Now, if you came into my house and started smoking, I'd punch you in the face.
I punch you in the face. That's definitely got to be one of our shirts.
Yeah.
We could start selling shirts tomorrow on Spring Tea. You know that, right? It doesn't cost us a dime. We can do shirts, coffee mugs.
If we only had a graphic designer.
Oh, well, you know what? You know what I'd be willing to do, man? Because this is what I tell my friends. If you want me to do something for free, you got to hang out with me. Now, I know you can't physically hang out with me, but I could have you on that monitor. I could share the screen. You could give me creative direction. It'll feel like we're hanging out. It won't feel like work. And then I don't mind.
But and who said you?
When it feels like work, when you give me an assignment and it feels like work and I don't get paid, then yeah, it's kind of like I'm going to drag my damn feet, man.
But you see, you're making it sound like, well, if I'm going to do it for free. Who said anything about you doing it for free?
I never make any money off of back end deals ever. You know how many shirts I've sold? I pimp my shirt shop all the time.
Unlike certain unlike certain other people whose names I shall not mention, but I
almost wore that shirt.
Unlike other people, I would actually let you have the back end deal. So you would be in charge of the t-shirts, and you would pay me a commission if you sell it, as opposed to me paying you.
So I put the link in just my chat because I don't want to piss off Salty. But people in my chat, unless it's okay to put it in yours also. I just want to make a point.
Because if you're trying to get money, I'm desperate. I need
No, it's not money. No, it's a point. Nobody's going to pay for these shirts because they're $30 I think you can save a little bit if you use the Popcast as a coupon code at checkout. But look, I think I got nice designs. I would like people in the chat to go guess how many of those shirts I've sold.
I think you have nice designs as well.
I'm just saying, if you look at them, How many shirts do you think I've sold? I'll give this a minute. Maybe I'll put a poll up or something.
I have no idea though.
That includes like your Big Trouble in Little China shirt and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. It's the Big Trouble Little China. It's got the
Why
Walking
do I have
Dead,
the
Evil Dead
sad
mashup.
feeling that it's less than 50?
Oh, it's way less than 50, brother.
Oh, that's criminal.
Yeah, it is. You know, my He-Man Star Wars mashup, that's my favorite one, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I think the problem that we run into with these T-shirt type deals is that the shirts are too expensive. Because
they are.
Yeah, because if you go to a place like Walmart,
if I could sell those shirts for $20,
right,
with a coupe, you know, that'd be different.
You go to Walmart, you can get a printed tee for $10.
Yeah.
Right, like a T-shirt like the one I'm wearing right now. And
hey, Kronos, what's up?
So
we'll never be able to do them for. We'd have to. You know how many shirts we'd have to order to be able to afford to sell them at 10.
We'd have to own our own equipment and print them ourselves.
Yeah,
because mixed tees. That's the problem. Mixed tees and all the other T-shirt publishing companies gouge you so hard by making people pay $20 per shirt, and then you get even more than that. But you know,
my shirts.
But
all my shirts, I believe, are. Hey, Kronos, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you sell,
all of mine are 29 with a coupon code. I want to say it drops it down to 25. That's criminal.
Right.
That's nobody's buying that.
Mixed Tees is charging you $20 for a plain white T-shirt.
Charging me, the seller. Right. Yes.
And then you might get $3, $4, $5 on a sale, and which honestly it should be they should be charging like $5 for the shirt.
So of course, then that makes it for us poor Canadians cost $8 million.
Yeah.
Well, we don't care.
So
what are you're going to take the
so
shirt
you care to fancy another?
On it.
Yeah.
See, nobody in the chat's making guesses. So do you care to fancy another guess?
I'll say 10.
Jason.
Just be a wise ass and either bet 9 or 11.
So here's the thing. Are we including the shirts that I bought for myself so I could represent myself? Yes. If we're including the shirts I bought for myself, Jason hit the nail on the fucking head. It's exactly 8.
Yes, 2.
Including the 4 I bought for myself.
Man, that's
it's rough. Yeah.
That sucks.
Gorilla got the closest. If you don't count mine, he got the closest. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
See, the solution is simple. You need to make sure it's for nerd fights.
Yeah.
I was going to say it needs more cowbell, but
you got a screen printer in your garage we can use or something. I mean, or one of those direct to garment printers. I mean, that's what we need.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, why don't
you those DTG printers are really expensive, man. That's the thing. They're just super expensive.
Yeah, but there's like I said, the problem is they gouge you on the cost of the shirt, and
they got to pay for that and they have several DTG. Well, I can't talk DTG printers. Google that shit. Look it up. They're thousands of dollars.
I get that, but I'm just saying. But that doesn't give them the right to get if you sell if you look at a company like Mixed Tees, if you sell 1 million shirts at $20 a shirt, then you are gouging, no matter how many printers you have.
I wonder how many. I'd love to get the figures on because Nerdrotic uses Mixed Tees as well, right. And I know Salty Nerd does too. Salty Nerd sells a bunch of shirts. I see people posting shit all the time. So I mean, it's possible. I don't have a big enough following.
Out of curiosity, have you ever looked at Bunker Branding?
No, I haven't. This is a client. I have to take this. I'll be right back.
Because I'd have to wonder about. I know
who are you talking about?
Bunker, the characters, Matt and Meredith Carricker.
I don't know anything about them.
His original claim to fame is whatchamacallit, Demolition Ranch.
Well, that still doesn't mean anything to me.
Really? Wow.
Drop a link in the private chat and I'll check it out.
Okay.
But what they do.
They branched out into all kinds of stuff because they were doing so much merch anyway. They decided to be their own merch place, and then they've expanded to the point where now they've got loads and loads of different people that they do, and non-trivially big people that they do merch for as well. And then they have, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it could be just as bad as Mixed Tees, as far as the cost per unit if you're only selling pulse
Well, mixed teas
rounders.
isn't that bad. Teespring is I mean, all of them, all of these direct to garment. It's easier to just say that.
Yeah.
They're all pretty comparable. You know what I mean? And it's because what they do is they don't charge you any kind of upfront cost. So it's you know, and it's made to order. So somebody orders the shirt, they make it, they send it off, they send you your cut. But they wait. You know, they send it to you once a month. You know,
Right. But your cut is, I mean, come on. Even Google only gouges you for 30%.
Yeah.
Mixed teas takes like 90%.
hey, let's not shit on my friends, man. Come on, that's enough. Come on. They're good people. They mean well. Everybody's got to make a buck, especially in these hard trying times.
And I was gonna say, unfortunately, in these times, yeah.
I mean, I used to be able to. I used to.
An hour on the phone with my garbage company today, because you know what, we pay $65 every 3 months for our garbage service, and this last and so
it's cheaper than here. We pay $30 a month. So.
Well, but you mean so it's roughly this 30 bucks.
No, yours is $25 cheaper. Yeah.
But anyway, so we were paying $65 a month, or $65 for every 3 months. Then our last bill 3 months ago was like $89, and so I was like, whoa. And so I give them a call, and we have a long conversation. And it's because
is anybody else hearing? I thought it was coming out. I keep hearing this weird bass, dum dum dum, random. Does anybody else hear that?
I'm not hearing that.
Am I having a stroke? What the hell?
I don't think strokes include, you know, thumping bass.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's like a bass line. Danny's going crazy.
You wake up in heaven with Tupac. Oh, so.
Who says I'm going to heaven?
Well, that's true. You wake up in hell with Tupac. All right. So
says it on the shirt, baby. Right there. Right there.
So maybe not wear a shirt that says hell if you think you're dying. You know.
No, look. It's I thought I was when my buddy said I could go to that wrestling thing. This is a CM Punk shirt. I was going to go.
You know, that would be a great shirt. That would be a great shirt to wear when you get to the pearly gates in heaven, because they'd be like, you know, yep, it sure did. You're here. Now, anyway, so I call them up about this $89 bill, and I'm like, this is not going to fly. And they try to explain because there's these new fees for and all that, but you can save some money if you go on auto pay. And let me see if I can fix it. Blah blah blah. And after this long conversation, they knock it back down to $65, and I'm like, okay, fine. So then we think everything's fine till this cycle's bill comes out. We just got a bill for $108. Oof. And so I call them up, and again, they're trying to say, oh, well, you know, Rutherford County charges us more to take our garbage to the dump and blah, 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 blah. I said, look, first of all, I live like 4 miles away from the dump. I can drop it off for free. So if you don't do anything about it, I'm just going to cancel garbage service and take my garbage to the dump myself. Second of all, I don't care if they charge you more. I'm on Social Security. I don't get to like work extra hours to get more money to pay your ridiculous fees.
Yeah, you imagine? I'm going to file for being extra disabled this week because you've decided.
I certainly can't go to my mortgage company and say, sorry, I'm not going to pay as much because my garbage company needs more.
Hey, quick question, Andy. Clarify in the chat: is flashcards like a website we can do shirts through, or clarify that for me? Because if that's true, I'll hop on it. Thank you. Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah, but yeah. So the. So yeah, I spent like 2 hours.
Did you guys see I tagged you on my Criticalist review of the motion picture?
I did not. I'm sorry.
I dropped in our link to our video. You guys need to be on Criticalist more.
I know.
I'm trying. I want to get Blaine on here again, and maybe and I'll maybe get us some free swag. Wouldn't you like some free swag? You know, some shirts and stuff.
It's been a very rough week. Okay.
Well, nothing ever gets to Canada, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Well, swag is confiscated at the border.
I just need to take the, and it's probably our fault because we say they're our sponsor, but we never do the commercials. But I haven't heard from Terry in months. We might as well just take the links out of my.
I said take the L.
You
know, unless they do something, there's no point in a sponsorship that's not a sponsorship.
Yeah,
you know I'm not going to plug somebody's product if I don't get something out of it. Unless, of course,
Right.
it's the fine people at Sunkist. Sunkist, the soft drink that you... Oh, sorry.
That better be diet. That better be diet. Good man, 0 sugar. Okay, yeah. About to say.
All right.
Hey, how do I add, if I want to be a smartass, how do I add like a video? Oh, my cat. 1 second. Stupid cat. Make up your mind.
And now he's going to go, but my cat's really loving and
Make up
sweet,
your mind.
and she loves me.
Now, that cat,
What's
Michael, is evil. That's why her name is Hella.
That was a really weird cry sound. Unless
Did you
the
hear
mic,
it? You could hear it.
Was
Yeah.
it like?
Yeah. No, she's like.
Okay, because it sounded like either the mic was cutting in and out, or that was a really weird.
So, Brian,
That's how she
Yeah.
meows. It's terrible.
so Brian asks, who says, Star Trek used the same characters across the multiverse. DC Comics and Marvel sometimes did this, but several times used different actors for the same multiverse character. What's better? So
Star Trek is better,
I
always.
assume you're talking about, like, for example, there have been 3 people to play Mr. Spock now, and 2 people to play Kirk, or 3 people to play Kirk, actually.
No. He said same actors. What he's talking about is when they do the Mirror Universe episodes. Like in Enterprise, Archer was
I thought he
Archer.
was talking about the fact that there's like 3 distinct different Spocks.
No, he's saying that about DC, and Marvel uses different actors. So, Brian, clarify, because I think I'm reading this right.
Yeah, we're reading your question totally differently. So let's just,
Yeah.
But the
So this little thing we have it frozen on, just so I can try to get us on course for just a second with Spock and Kirk, the little blue
last
screen.
week on Star Trek.
Previously on Star Trek.
Yeah.
I was like last
Brian
week I did
says,
this.
Yeah, you were right. So it's
I was right. Okay, so yeah.
Well, then they didn't do it that much in Star Trek because really it was just the Mirror Universe.
Yeah, there was only 1 episode in all of the original series. So.
Yeah, and then they brought the Mirror Universe.
Well, they
back
did it in Enterprise, and then they did it in
right.
No, they didn't.
But it's
They
still
didn't
the
do it
Mirror
in Next
Universe. They
Gen.
did it in the original series in Enterprise and Deep Space Nine and in Discovery.
Yeah.
But the funny thing though is in Discovery we didn't see too many people. We only saw a few people's mirror versions. But the
Lorca should have had a goatee like Spock.
But it turned out Lorca was Mirror Lorca all along, which was really stupid.
Yeah.
But the
Well, I guess that.
But yeah, the
When they
problem
gave
is
the
I
whole
think
need
that
for
the
a
Mirror Universe
goatee.
was a well done alternate reality kind of story, but it's all Trek has done.
Okay.
They keep going back to that well.
No, Andy, I know when you buy them in bulk, shirts are cheaper. So I was going to say before the dark days, before he thought I was going to say COVID, I was going to say before Biden and inflation, I used to be able to get, if they were white shirts, and I got at least 25 of the same design, doesn't matter what sizes, varying sizes, anywhere from small to XL, I could get them for $5 a shirt. That's how it should be. But I couldn't have more than 5 colors. And if I bought
a 5-color print is you can do some good stuff.
you can do a lot with that. You actually can, because they were screen printed. Now that same thing at 25 minimum order, it's $10 a shirt. That's double.
Yeah.
And I've been working with these people 13 years.
And
So,
their
thanks,
expenses
Biden.
may have gone up, but they didn't double.
No, yeah, well,
You can't blame Biden for double. No, you can't blame Biden for that. Sorry, that's gouging.
I don't know, man. My gas prices have doubled. So I was talking to a friend of mine.
But you know what? Well, it depends on where you live. But
Yeah, no, exactly. I was talking to a friend of mine. Gas right now in Oklahoma is $2.44. I just paid $3.83 a gallon for gas.
Tennessee is like something like the 3rd or 4th lowest state. So
Part of it has to do with where you are geographically, and part of it has to do with your state government.
Well, it's all about the state government because the reason for the wild discrepancy in gas prices is gas tax.
Yes.
And so
No, I know, but I mean, like, if you're in a crappy geographic part of the country where there's little to no refineries and minimal pipeline.
Woohoo!
And Thomas Potts with a $5. Is the review starting soon? Can I watch Lord of the Rings Extended Edition?
Burn.
Wow.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Wow, Thomas.
All right. So I guess For money, we can say.
Well, let
last
me
time on
answer
Star
this one
Trek.
thing of Brian first, and then we'll get right into it. Spider-Man had 3 different actors in the multiverse movie. They absolutely did, but that was absolute genius that they took.
Oh, it was so good. It was
they,
so good.
They took what, because nobody thought we would ever see Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man again. Nobody thought we would see Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
No,
again.
exactly.
Bringing them back and saying, "Oh no, this has all been part of the MCU all along." It's just not only is that absolutely brilliant, so you can actually care about every version of the character, which instead of just saying, "Oh, there's copies, so what?" You actually already cared about Tobey's Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
Dude, and they actually made the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man's character even better with that scene where he saves MJ.
Yeah, and starts crying about it.
Yeah,
I
dude,
mean,
that was so
see,
good.
Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is Danny. I think that's, I don't know. Me and Jason will have to fight over which one of us is Tom Holland and which one of us is Tobey. I'd probably be Tobey Maguire because I'm.
I don't want to be Tobey. Because
I'm definitely Andrew Garfield. I'm all about the feels.
Yeah,
So, I didn't get to finish saying this gets us back on track. So this scene here, right? There's a little recap of, and a shitty recap at that, but whatever. So I was on Joe Cronin's show. He's my wrestling buddy of mine, and I watched. There's a clip on YouTube that just has like the part where starting where Bones says, you better get down here, to where no, and then fades out. It doesn't do the funeral part, right? So it goes from there to there. I watched it like 12, 15 times in a row to see if I could actually not cry. And by the time I got to the 12th or 15th time and I was still crying, I said, I'm screwed. So I was telling Joe about this, and he's like, "You were trying to desensitize yourself. It's not going to work, brother." I was like, "Yeah, it doesn't. It sucks. Like, it literally, I can't help it. It's like, I don't know what it is. Something in my brain."
So what you're saying is if I hit play right now, you'll start crying.
I'm going to start crying, man. Yeah, it sucks. Actually, this one's not as bad because it's like a brief supercut of it. So it's like, and it's blue.
Or the one.
We're going to get a copyright strike.
And always shall be your friend.
Your friend.
Just wait for it. Let's watch Danny.
What? I'm fine, man.
You sound like you're holding it back there.
No, I'm good, man.
Yeah. I'm fine. All right. So
live long and prosper.
And hey, Ariel, how you doing? I didn't say I said I'll pay checks and let you go after last stream. Well, Danny's making so much money on OnlyFans now, so he doesn't need
I wish. I should try that.
We're gonna have to watch that South Park. So you can see.
Oh, the one that we haven't watched.
The new
yet?
one, yeah, it is so good. Brandy starts an OnlyFans account.
I'm afraid.
Oh,
alrighty.
We'll have to, if you're up to it, we should watch that after Star Trek 4.
So the first 2 minutes of this movie, are literally from the previous movie.
Except that they very carefully cut out Kirsty.
Yes. Yeah. And I saw Anthony said in the chat that Kirsty wasn't back because she wanted too much money. Here's the thing. Kirstie Alley, it depends on who you believe. She's on record as being a huge, lifelong Star Trek fan. And she was over the moon when she got this role. And it is true that between 2 and 3, she got a role on Cheers and became a bit more well known. But it wasn't her; it was her greedy ass agents, depending on who you believe.
Right.
That were asking for more money than even like somebody like Scotty, James Doohan was making. Not quite Leonard Nimoy, William Shatner money, but like right in between there.
Right, because she thought she was going to become the new star.
See, depends on who you believe. Because she said she would have done it, for the same rate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or she has said it. I mean, she's passed now.
And I don't have a problem with her saying it, because I think about the infamous Weird Al Yankovic Coolio's thing. Wait, I assume, do you know about that one?
I don't, but remind me to tell you about Joaquin, because I also found something funny.
So when Weird Al Yankovic did the song Amish Paradise, a spoof of Coolio's Gangsters Paradise.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Familiar with the song.
Now, to do a parody, you technically don't need permission because
Correct.
parody is protected.
By fair
However,
use. Yeah,
Weird Al, and his name is Alfred Yankovic. In case that's like he didn't make it up. That's his name. But Al has always been a real gentleman and always got permission, even though he didn't have to. And so what happened was he reached out to Coolio's agent, and he got permission, and then he did Amish Paradise, and then Coolio's agent, being the idiot that he is, never bothered to tell Coolio that Weird Al Yankovic was about to release a parody of his biggest hit. And so Coolio had no idea what was coming out, and when it did, he was pissed because
Wow.
because
I wish Coolio was still alive. I actually have his. I used to get high with him. I have his phone number in my phone. But he passed away. Now he lived. He lived in my neighborhood. He's a cool dude. Yeah.
What? You
What do you
used
mean,
to
what?
hang out. You used to hang out with Coolio.
We used to smoke pot together. Yeah. Dude, I know all kinds of. My buddy Prozac. I think I've had him on the show.
Your buddy Prozac.
It's spelled. Hold up. It's the best part of his name. It's spelled. It's 3 words. Pro-ho-zac. And when he introduces himself to people, he gives them his business card, which clearly shows Pro-ho-zac. He's like, "My name is Prozac. The ho is silent." It's kind of his thing. It's funny, right? Yeah. It's immediate icebreaker. It's like.
Okay, so when did Coolio die then?
He died last year sometime. He had a heart attack. Sucked, man.
Close, 2022.
2022, yeah. Late 2020. Was it late 2022?
Well, I was gonna say, remember, this year is now
It was September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone, see, it is only February. You could still keep saying last year and mean 2022.
But Gangsta's Paradise got an Emmy or a Grammy Award, and Coolio considered it a sacred song because
That's it. That's it, Kronos. Google the dude. He's got a funny show that he tried to get me to be a part of, but because the first word in his show is the N word, I didn't feel quite comfortable being on the show or promoting the show. Granted, it ends with an A, but I can't get away. It's 2020s. I can't get away with it anymore.
Yeah,
I could.
First of all,
I could.
You're a
back in
white
the day.
guy. It doesn't matter if there's an A on the end.
But if I'm sitting next to a black dude and we're doing stuff together
no,
and he's giving me his permission,
no,
exactly.
no,
That's why I didn't do it. That's why I didn't do it. But you can find episodes of that show on YouTube.
Unless you're the Prime Minister of Canada, you can't get away with that.
Wow.
True enough. Yeah, that freaking slippery slime ball seems to get away with everything. So yes,
I think Canadians are just racist.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love it. That's why Shran always said pink skin.
I said that the other day, where I hate being called white because this is not white. It's pinkish, tannish.
Anyway, his was the most
human.
So on us.
Man, we are so off base today. I don't know what's wrong.
Let's get it on track.
Yeah,
because I got a hard out.
We can jump
You
around.
got a hard on?
Hard out. I have to take Miss Betty to the grocery store, and she doesn't stay up late.
And how much is she giving you a discount on your rent for that?
She's not, but she usually buys me things, so that's fun.
Oh,
makes up for it.
Hey.
So she's your sugar mama.
No. It's an exchange of goods and services.
Exactly.
I give her a service of a car ride to and from.
And the snuggles and then,
You're so stupid. You're so stupid. Anyway.
Hey, he's getting groceries. He doesn't feel too bad about it.
Yeah, he calls it. I'm getting groceries, baby. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Let me fill that sack.
Oh my jeez.
Dear Heavenly Father, please forgive Michael Crawford. He knows not what he says.
All right. So
He forgets what his show is about.
I know, right?
They shove Spock into a torpedo and launch him at Genesis.
Wouldn't the sheer force of that have
oh man, you'd just be
crushed and disintegrated his body inside that thing?
You'd look like what's his name, Yaphet from
Yeah, yeah.
Just like
You just be a bunch of goo. Yeah.
well,
so.
he'd be green too because he's Vulcan. So.
He's Vulcan. Yeah.
Yeah. So they turned Spock into goo, but somehow he mysteriously survives. And
this is the final shot of Wrath of Khan right here, by the way.
Yeah.
Like this. Yeah. Just without the title.
Right. It doesn't say Wrath of Khan on it, but which, by the way, the fact that look at this torpedo. How did it? It looks like someone gently laid it there.
I know, a soft landing. It still should have had a trail. You know what I mean?
Clearly they didn't emphasize just how soft a landing they meant.
Yeah, I didn't know if those torpedoes were equipped with parachutes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that disintegrated, by the way, so that there would be no evidence of them.
Actually, Ariel, here's the funny thing about that. Here, let me put the comment up.
By the way, yeah.
Okay, I know. No. Now, it's sad because I fear for her life, and I mean this sincerely. She's got, a lot of people have called it, likened her to a witch. She's got hardly any teeth, and the teeth she does have are mostly black and rigid and kind of just disgusting. And I've been trying to get her to get those pulled because if they get infected, she could get meningitis. She could get a bacterial infection, go to the brain, get meningitis. It could kill her. This is a thing. It really is. And I keep trying to tell her, and she actually made the joke, I know why you want me to get dentures. I was like, whoa, come on now. It's the same thing Ariel's getting at.
Oh, that's dirty pool.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no.
Well, I desperately need dentures because my lower teeth are really jacked up, but I'm too terrified of the dentist. And I don't have any money, so.
Yeah, she said her Medicaid doesn't cover getting her teeth, getting that shit done.
Dental insurance is crap.
Or Medicare. It's Medicare.
Yeah, and I have Medicare as well, and so you basically pay for it.
That's fucked up, man. Because meningitis can kill you. You know what I mean? It can kill you. There's a medical need there.
But on the bright side, if you die from a bacteriological infection of the brain, don't you just
go
crazy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it does to you, but it sounds like it wouldn't be painful.
Yeah, well, I can't say it would be the best way to go. But
I don't know, man. Meningitis, a bacterial brain infection, that feels like it might hurt.
You know what? I've seen two people. I've seen both my parents die of cancer.
We took so long. The press conference is on. You guys lost me. Told you. Had a heart out. I could have been there in person, but I love you guys. I'm going to keep listening.
Nobody cares, Danny. All right, so we got Pretty Clouds. And by the way, spoiler alert, why put this in the credits?
Well, why not? You know who's not in the credits, in the opening credits? Anybody?
If you're talking
Leonard
about
Nimoy.
Well, of course not. But that's because, if anything, you would just call his role in this a glorified cameo.
You know who else didn't get credited in this movie?
Will you turn the press conference off?
Funny story. You know who else didn't get
credited? Turn the press conference off.
Okay, God damn it. You know who else? You know who else didn't?
And don't take the
Joaquin.
Yes, but that was on purpose.
No, it wasn't. I was reading this article. So he was trying to get billing above when they, when they do also starring James Doohan, George Takei, Walter Koenig. He wanted his name to come after, before those. And when they said no, that we won't do that, he replied to his agents, well, then tell him not to worry about it. And his agent, what he meant was put him in the regular credits. And his agents said, don't give him any billing. So not only did he didn't even get paid for this movie because of that.
Right.
That's
seriously?
He didn't even get paid.
It's the union, man. If you are not in the credits, you ain't getting money. That's why, by the way, if you look it up, I can't remember the name now, but Leonard Nimoy's role as Spock is in the credits, but it's under a pseudonym. So that nobody would know ahead of time that it was Leonard Nimoy.
I had no idea that.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as union rules, if your name is not in the Danny. We're never going to.
What? I'm muted.
Yeah, but we're never going to get through this if you're just watching your stupid press conference. Get over it.
No, I know this movie like the back of my hand. Come on. I'm listening.
Don't
I
you
can
have
do. I can listen to two
You have a
things.
DVR, right?
No, this is on Peacock. I don't know how to record Peacock. The most important credit of all, James Horner. I've been driving everybody crazy. So my son, I had to take my son to last week. I took him to I think I told you guys about this. Last week I took him to a thing to take a pre-test so he can start working on getting his diploma. Did I tell you guys about this?
Yep.
Okay. So today I had to take him to enroll for the program. And so last time and this time, I got my Spotify hooked up to my car, and when you use your GPS, it just automatically, I don't know if yours does. I have a Google setup. So it just automatically starts playing. I know Gorilla. I'm terrible. Starts playing my Spotify. Well, I've had it on the Wrath of Khan soundtrack.
Oh no.
on a loop. So it'll play the whole soundtrack and then it'll start it over. So and I have this terrible habit of saying the lines that go with it. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know it's annoying. You were doing it when we were watching the movie.
So today, my son was like, he's like, "Why don't you just put the damn movie on, Dad?" I was like, "Well, because I'm driving. I can't."
It's like, "Oh, I would, but I didn't."
Yeah. So I cracked him. I annoyed him. So I'm gonna now I'm gonna switch it to Star Trek 6 and see what happens. We'll see.
Oh my.
Anyway, let's continue.
So more movie, less credits.
All right, so yeah, James Horner, blah blah blah. Oh, and yeah, Christopher Lloyd. Nobody saw that coming. All right. So we get back to so we get our first shot of the bridge.
Get out of there! Sorry,
man.
I love
Tom was
Christopher Lloyd
jumping
in
the
this
timeline.
And now one thing I commented on, and I've been flashing through a bunch of different angles of the bridge. It's lit like a TV show. Like,
yeah, you were saying that on the weekend.
Yeah,
it's
the movie.
Yeah, but remember, you said the same thing, and I'm going to say the same thing. This is Nimoy's first directing gig.
Yeah, but I don't care if it's his first directing job. I want to qualify.
I should be there right now. Look at all these people.
Oh, dude.
he's
Sorry.
never gonna make it.
Oh my God, that was Taja.
Nobody cares, Danny. Nobody cares.
I just saw somebody I know on TV. That's crazy. Sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
Sit down, Danny. Turn off your TV. So, if anybody's interested in being the new third host of Nerd Fights, send your resume to... qualifications include ability to sit through a show while live. Yes, I know you can hear me. Danny's ass, ladies and gentlemen. Danny's ass. I hope you're enjoying it.
I was just refilling my drink, man. You could have kept going. I'm listening. I'm just refilling my drink.
No, we'll wait for you.
No, I'm here. Go on.
No, you're not. You're watching your stupid wrestling show. Turn it off.
I can't because you won't let me. Okay, so just go.
You are watching it.
Look at my eyeballs.
We don't have zoom and enhance.
Yeah. But anyway, so looking at this, it does look like a TV show to me. And that's
What does he say? No, he says something and augment. He doesn't say zoom and enhance. He says
No, I know. But
repeat and augment is
repeat and augment. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's not that Nimoy directed them particularly bad, but it seems like their director of photography was like he got him off of the soundstage for Three's Company or something. I don't know, but the lighting is all wrong, and the problem is we just came off of Wrath of Khan, and so this looks like a totally different set. It's just that it's lit so differently.
One of the things that, and I mean, I could be completely off base. I expect I probably am, but there's a distinct possibility, however remote, which is a conflicting statement. Yes.
Yes, it is.
That there was an attempt to create a certain kind of atmosphere with the
let's
light
wait for Danny to come back.
with the light being the way it is. Because
What are you talking about? I'm right here.
You were sitting there like this.
because nobody's in any kind of peril, so
right.
the whole intention of the extremely, unoffensive lighting could have just simply been because it wasn't time for the peril. But the DP, it would be interesting to see who it was in this compared to Khan.
Yeah,
because that could definitely have an impact on it.
And yeah, but we do get this nice shot of Kirk. I love that uniform.
I do too.
The real uniform.
Although I couldn't get over it in the live, like when we were watching this Saturday, supportsalty.com, everyone. His hair is visibly bigger in this movie, and it bugged the shit out of me.
He's trying to evoke his inner Pike. But as much as I love Kirk, his hair cannot compare to Pike.
No, that's a bird's nest on his head in this movie.
Yeah. Pike has the greatest hair of all Starfleet. Then we get Scotty's joke that I went off about.
Oh yeah, they took everybody took this and turned it into the absolute gospel of how Scotty always worked in the old series, and that's
where Kirk jokingly asked Scotty if he always, when Kirk says, if you don't have 8 weeks, I'll get it ready for you in 2. And, Kirk's like, well, have you always multiplied your repair estimates by 4? And, Scotty cracks a joke about being a miracle worker. And I think Scotty was just trying to lighten the mood because everybody on that ship was affected by Spock's death. And so Scotty's trying to do his thing to help. And they turn that into, no, that's literally how Scotty did everything. So that when we see him in Relics, Scotty's, disciplining Geordi for not multiplying his repair estimates. And it's like, no, Scotty never did that. If you go back and look at the original series, not once did Scotty say, I need 4 hours, but he really only needed an hour. Sorry, tangent.
May I make my comment now?
As long as it has nothing to do with wrestling.
Oh, it has nothing. No, it's all about Scotty.
Okay,
This poor bastard, the events of Wrath of Khan were so traumatic. The weeks or months it took, he gained like 50 pounds since the last time we saw him.
What was I saying? That he was no longer allowed to go into the mess hall. His replomat was
no more catering for you.
Yeah.
Scotty, how much food do we have? 8 cakes, sir.
Yeah.
But no, we don't have 8 cakes. We only have 2.
Yeah. Yeah, for the record, it was a different DP entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
What? Yeah, see?
Well, the problem is when you've got a new director and then the DP is also different.
Yeah. You end up with, the lighting is just not as good. There are some sections where I do like what they did with the lighting. Like I like the blue light on the helm when they locked into Starbase. I thought that was kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, there was some. There's no question that it's reasonable lighting throughout it. But
and I really like the fact that the Bird of Prey's lights all went into overblown when they deactivated the cloak, because all of a sudden there's a power surge on everything.
I think what's kind of funny is you'd made a complaint about in the motion picture that thing. What did you call that? Where they take the 2 different cameras.
Oh, the split lens thing that they did.
Yeah, and you grumbled about that being used a few too many times in that. But what's funny, I think, in this is thinking about it more, and not just the lighting. I think the thing was shot with a much flatter depth of field.
Oh yeah, because just look at this shot, because Sulu and Kirk and the wall behind Kirk are all in focus.
Well, and think about everything when we get to the Genesis planet, when they're fighting and whatnot. Like nothing has near the depth that you
Genesis. Genesis.
What?
Genesis is planet forbidden.
Yeah.
All right, so we also get our first look at a Federation civilian craft, which I thought was really cool.
So I can't tell what's the front and what's the back. I meant to
Really?
say
You
that
can't
Saturday.
tell?
I can't, because if this were a Star Wars ship, the left side would be the front. But this is Star Trek, and the bridge bubble looks like it's on the right. So I don't know.
Yeah, so the front
bridge
is to
bubble
the right.
Yeah, the bridge bubble is pointing to the front.
So tell me, like if tell me it doesn't kind of like if the front was on the left, it's kind of a Star Wars-y feel, right?
Oh, yeah, I mean, if you wanted to get cute with that ship, you could just like kit bash the engines onto the right side and instantly have a different ship.
Well,
Yeah,
and they actually use this ship in TNG.
Oh, yeah, they use this in TNG a
And
fair
so-
number
yeah,
of times.
Yeah. So, and they use it facing both directions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. So
It's like the triangle ship that you have in TNG. It's just everybody's, that's it. Like, you know, Sinar Shipyards just loves to sell this model and everyone buys it.
That's exactly what we're talking about, Michael.
Yeah.
Yep.
But here's a much better look at it, and you can see because the bridge on Federation ships, the bridge always faces forward.
Or certainly much more forward on the overall superstructure. Yeah.
Right. So, and then, oh yeah, I forgot. There's Danny's favorite character.
Valtris.
Oh my!
There's
Them
his
titties.
favorite shot. Of it.
Right there. That's a character all their own. Dim titties.
That
Forgive me,
is,
Lord.
for the record, the only thing for sure that there are two of on every Klingon.
Yeah, shouldn't there be
Zing.
four? You
No.
think there'd be
Because Discovery is bullshit and it's not canon.
Exactly. That's why I say, for sure, that's the only thing we know there is absolutely two of.
Yeah.
And okay, so and we get our first look at a Klingon bird of prey, which of course was a mistake, but it's because it's a Romulan bird of prey that
Well, it wasn't really a mistake. It was a change in direction with the story.
it was a mistake because it ruined the Klingons and the Romulans moving forward to me.
See, I don't agree with that, but
Well, of course you don't, because you're
No, isn't there some cool, I don't know if it's canon, but it might be a fan thing, but there's something, I'll have to find it and show you. I watched a video that explained this. It was some kind of, there was a
I've
reason.
done videos about it. It's
Maybe it was your video I watched where it was like,
the
maybe it
main
was yours.
The main idea was that the Klingons and the Romulans had some kind of an alliance during the original.
Okay, it was your video then.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah,
And
that makes sense to me. How's it ruined?
I'm not saying that doesn't make sense, at least up to a point. It doesn't explain everything. But the problem here is that this is clearly a Romulan ship.
You know, when we do these frame by frames, we need to do like a up down counter thing. Because like
we do, but we need
we really
need our
should, because
IT guy to design that for us.
Jason, I really because the first shot of Christopher Lloyd, I'd give a golden up to. I mean, I like that. Oh my god, that dude is he's so good in this movie.
But if you look at the ship, all you do, and by the way, look carefully at this ship. Take off from this angle. Take off the Klingon pod in the front of the ship and the neck, and you have a Romulan bird of prey. Look carefully at it, and you can see it.
oh yes, yeah, he's right.
Okay. And so this model was originally going to be a Romulan bird of prey, and then when Nimoy decided to make it the Klingons instead, they just glued a Klingon bulb onto the front of it, basically, and flipped it upside down.
I still consider it a good-looking ship, but
I'm not saying the Klingon bird of prey is the worst ship, but
Hey, I got to handle this business thing real quick. Sorry, I'm sorry.
But I'm not saying it's the worst designed ship. I actually like the bird of prey design overall, but the fact that it's still painted like a bird of prey and that everything except for the bulb looks like a bird of prey, it should be a Romulan ship. Or we should at least have some canonical explanations to why the Klingons are running around in Romulan designed ships.
they did a lot of trading.
Yeah, but there's no explanation for it.
Eh.
In all of Trek canon, there's no explanation for why the Klingons are flying around in ships painted like birds.
Because it's called a bird of prey?
Well, maybe they just like birds.
And of course, Enterprise made it even worse by showing that the Klingons had birds of prey long before any kind of alliance could have ever taken place.
Yeah, well, they also had photon torpedoes and stuff before they should have as well, and cloaking and all kinds of other mistakes.
Oh, don't get me started on Enterprise. We'll get there eventually.
I like Enterprise because I at least enjoy watching the people.
I like
acting,
the show.
But yeah, canonically,
anybody that wants to complain about New Trek because of canonical violations, I'm sorry, I will raise you Enterprise every single time.
Yeah, legitimately, it's kind of broken.
Yeah. I mean, the Romulans in Enterprise, all the technology in Enterprise, there's way too much there that you can break down and say, yeah, this is not right.
Yeah, that's why I would
first contact with the Klingons in Enterprise. If you compare that to the description of First Contact with the Klingons from TNG.
Yeah, that's why I would tend to agree that if anything, it's a different timeline.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I know people like Thomas go crazy when I start talking about alternate timelines, but it's true. Enterprise belongs in a different timeline.
Yeah.
Is Danny still on the phone? I can't see him because I got the screen on the movie.
Right. No, I'm right here. I'm just. In fact, I just wanted to say, since Doc Brown's in this movie, I wish I had a chalkboard so I could just show like the line and then the timeline skews.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it would have been so good, and you know, somebody should still do it if Christopher Lloyd is he's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but get Christopher Lloyd dressed as like a hybrid of Doc Brown and Krug. Right? And standing in front of that board, tried to describe the Star Trek timeline.
They should. He put on the Klingon head makeup and hair.
Yeah,
and
put
then
Doc
he's got to have the Doc Brown hair with the Klingon makeup.
But
he's got to have the Doc Brown hair.
Still Klingon hair, but pure white.
Right.
But it's got to be crazy though. It can't.
Be all like Einsteinian and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like do a really good blend.
That's when the Narada went back in time and created a whole new timeline. Yes.
Yes. But he's got to end it with some kind of angry, like Vulcan exclamation
statement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you take my bird of prey, you go around the sun and hit warp 10, and you're going to see some serious shit.
Dude. Okay. So in rewatching these, a couple of these episodes, which one was it? They do the slingshot around the sun in one of them.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one in the original series, season 1.
That's where it came from.
Yeah, I know, but which one? But they had another one with time travel that had to do with them restarting when Naked Time when the Irishman guy locked everybody out, and so they had to do this formula because they couldn't wait the 30 minutes to warm up the engines or whatever because he turned them off, and that caused time travel.
It was really only 5 minutes because Scotty.
Well, at the end of the episode, Spock even says, now that we've successfully done this, we could use this to do this, that, and the third, and they never ever bring it up again. And that's before the episode where they got slingshotted around the sun and they had to slingshot back.
It wasn't.
It was yesterday. It was Tomorrow is Yesterday. It was that episode.
And tomorrow, but in Tomorrow is Yesterday. It was not the sun; it was a black hole. But
they used the sun to get back.
Yeah, they used the sun to get back.
I just watched that episode last night. They used the sun to get back.
Yeah. I'm not, and unlike the other one where they go back in time, which of course is the one with Gary.
Yes, Anthony, Mark. Tomorrow is Yesterday is season 1, episode 19. I have detailed notes here. I'm ready for tomorrow, guys. I'm ready. I'm going full on nerd tomorrow, man. Yeah.
But in both of those, like in the other one, what's the name of the episode with Gary 7? Now I'm forgetting for some reason.
Yes, I don't.
Was it? If it's not in season 1, I can't help you.
Assignment Earth, I think. I think.
That's the end of season 2 because they were going to spin off a new show.
It's Assignment Earth. In Assignment Earth, they do actually mention. Oh yeah, we used the sun breakaway factor to go back in time so we could observe the 1960s.
I always when I found out that was actually a pilot for a new show that they
That
rejected. So then
would
they
have been
put
awful. Yeah.
no, probably. But I think Star Trek's always, it's like how they made the menagerie out of Cage. So Gene Roddenberry makes this pilot for a show. They turn it down. So they integrate it and make it a Star Trek episode.
No. This was what's called a backdoor pilot.
Yeah, they actually made the episode with the intention of that being the pilot for.
Oh, really?
Yes,
assignment.
it was
Earth.
always
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay, then I misunderstood what I my research.
That's why. Yeah, you look up if you look around, you'll see the term backdoor pilot used a lot, and that basically means that it's a pilot that they couldn't get funding for a pilot, so he made an episode of another show.
They did that in the CW. They did a backdoor pilot for the Flash in Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So, and in a sense, you could call season 2 of Discovery a backdoor pilot for Strange New Worlds.
Good God, I could be there right now.
Oh my God.
No, this is not fair. I could be there right now. Sorry, I'm not listening to it. It's just it's in my peripheral.
Turn it off.
That's not. At least I'm here. Don't do that to me. Come on, man. This is a compromise.
Does your TV not have a button where you can pause it?
No, not on live television. Not on Peacock. It's not fair. I only pay the $6.99 a month. I bet you if I paid the $20,
maybe you should upgrade your plan.
I can't afford it.
So he has to first be not hella poor and then go from there.
Dude, no, I just got. Did I tell you guys the terrible news? I don't get my first check now until the 1st of March.
Oh my God!
Holy, that's a big stretch.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah. 1st of March?
Yeah.
3 weeks is usually the norm, but 4?
Yeah.
No. Remember I told you I got hired through this program through the state.
Oh, okay,
the state.
Okay,
the state was like, "Hey, we can't start reimbursing you until the 19th."
Oh, bugger.
Like, so technically now my start date's the 19th, even though I've already been working. So he's like, "Well, what we're going to do is." It's like I'm paying you like it's bullshit. It's like so basically that bonus I think I told you guys about the sign-on bonus that I got. Yeah. He's like, well, just consider that your pay for these 2 weeks. I'm like, yeah. So it's not a bonus. So
that's a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to corporate America.
Yeah. So that's why I'm looking for another job. Anyway.
So then we're introduced to Doc.
I got a really nice resume. If anybody's hiring, I'm happy to. Oh my God, Golden Up! I love this guy. Look at him. This is great.
I was shocked with how cool he was as a Klingon, and I also, by the way, I like John Larroquette as his science officer. I like the dude that played his tactical officer. They cast all the Klingons very well.
Yes, they did.
And I was, but Krug himself, interesting because he's not super intelligent, but he is super tactical.
Yes.
And so while he's kind of a dunderhead, you still don't want to cross swords with him. And I like the fact that they were able to create a character that would make a reasonable foil for Kirk.
Without it feeling forced.
Yeah, he didn't feel like, they're just trying to redo Khan or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you just call him a dunderhead? What'd you say?
Yeah, dunderhead.
Dunderhead, yeah.
No, he's not.
No, he's saying what he did. They tried not to make it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, I was, because I went down the rabbit hole this week, and I read an interview where Christopher Lloyd, a very recent interview actually, says that while he was thankful to get the role and it helped break him being typecast as a goof or whatever, that to this day when he watches it, there are scenes that he wishes he could redo. And I'm like thinking, what scenes? Like,
I don't know if I brought this up before, but one of the things that's it's in the extras or it's from interviews and stuff with people, but he had the worst time apparently trying to understand that the communicator was just a 23rd century walkie-talkie. So he kept looking up at the sky every time he had to talk to the bird of prey. So he'd be, if you drop the comment so that I'm not just a forehead, he'd be like this, talking to the sky. And apparently they had to do reshoot after reshoot with that because of that problem. But I mean, I don't see anything wrong. Look, when you look
Stanley, why are you doing this to me? I know I could have been there. Which is why I'm wearing my damn shirt.
We're not talking about that.
I didn't bring it up, Stanley did. My head's gonna explode.
So yeah, I mean, you look at the work that he's done over the years, and then you look back at this movie, and I don't see anything wrong. And I mean, we're talking about because we're talking.
Look at this comment. Look at this comment. You're right, Michael. Hell yeah. No, Krug is awesome.
Well, yeah,
I love this Klingon. He's
Clang
great.
or Clow or Claw or whatever his name is from Star Trek V.
I think it was Claw. I don't know.
He's a freaking joke.
Yeah.
I
apologize.
Yeah. No Klingon would apologize.
I know, right?
He would rather
no self-respecting Klingon. Yeah, just kill me. Kill me where I stand.
I will not apologize to Kirk. Kill me. You know, that would have been the Klingon response.
No, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you look at what he did in the Back to the Future movies, which is, you know, current to that era when he did this. And you come all the way forward, and I don't know if anyone who's ever watched has ever watched Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead.
No. Never even heard of it.
What?
I haven't heard of it either.
Yeah, you have to link. Put that in the private chat link.
Yes, you got to definitely watch.
Or put the link in the private chat. You know what I meant.
So, Things to Do in Denver. He plays this. It's like a gangsters in Denver type thing. And anyway, for those who've seen it, they know what I mean when I say that his role in that, he did a great job. Like he's not typecast once he got past the everybody saw him as
he's not typecast.
Yeah, as soon as he got past
that's what he said.
Thing,
no, that's what he said in the interview. He said the greatest part of this role was it helped break him being typecast.
But I don't even understand.
Yeah, he would have just been Reverend Jim forever.
Yeah. I don't even understand why he thinks there's stuff in this that he needed to redo.
Because he is the reason is because Christopher Lloyd is a consummate actor.
I dig the fact that he's rewatched this movie several times. You know how many actors are like, no, I never watch my stuff.
Right.
You know,
Man, there's nobody watches this stuff hardly.
But the thing about it is, if you're a consummate actor, a consummate director, a consummate artist of any kind, you I can't remember who it was that said no work is ever finished; it's just abandoned. That is the truth when it comes to art. You cannot. You're always going to think I could do it better.
Yeah.
And
which is why I love what I do in the digital landscape, because I have the ability to go back and tweak it and change it and update.
But the problem is, if you let that go too far, you'll never finish anything.
That's true, which has always been a problem of mine with deadlines.
That's a problem that I have as well. But if you, with an artist like Christopher Lloyd, and I do think Christopher Lloyd takes the art of acting seriously, so he looks at Commander Krug and says, "Oh, I could have done this."
Yeah.
You know, and so, or oh man, the timing for that line was just a little bit off. I could have nailed that better. You know, like say when he throws down the giant amoeba thing and you know, grabs the communicator and says nothing going on here. You know, he'd be like, oh, if only I would have taken it and held it up and then stared at it for a second, you know, or whatever. You know, he could be thinking
well, I think it's more. I might be reading into it too much, and I'll try to find the interview that I read and share it with you guys. But I feel like it's like line delivery, that like because he was talking about how he could still hear Jim in certain scenes.
Oh yeah, like I think that where Jim comes through the most, I think, is when Kirk is hailing him. And it's like, put him on screen, you know. It's that sounds like Reverend Jim right there. You know, so that was definitely Reverend Jim in Star Trek. But you know, so I get it. He might feel,
but I actually like the delivery of that line where he's just.
I know it's very matter of fact about it. It's like, well, huh.
Yeah, it was, but it was also for people, especially like when I, you know, as a kid, when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, it's Reverend Jim. You know.
See, I had the fortune. I was fortunate enough to have not seen Taxi until long after I saw this. Right. So you know.
By the way, okay, so this is a nice shot where
On like Nick at Night, I think
Yeah.
it was, you know, or something, you know.
By the way, so I think we can all agree the Klingon bridge looks way better in Star Trek 4.
It looks totally different, like
It's totally
unrecognizable.
different. Yeah, but
How
look-
is it the same ship? That was one of my biggest gripes
Look
with when we watch 4 this Saturday. You're gonna hear me bitch about that a lot.
But
you know?
but look at the set. Look how
It would have been
clean-
cool to see Kirk perched up like that above everybody, giving orders
Yeah,
and
but-
shit. Come on,
But
that would have
still,
been cool.
look at the set and look how clean the walls are. How is that a Klingon ship?
Oh, well, as far as that goes, the only thing that I could
And they got
say
the
there-
radioactive symbol or whatever the hell, the warning
The-
sign
yeah.
right there.
No, that's the Klingon.
It's the Klingon
Empires.
glyph in the middle of
Yeah.
like what looks like
Is
a
it really?
radioact- Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it
the
looks like a
Klingon
warning
Empire thing.
signal or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
I would suggest that they just hadn't figured out what they wanted the style rules to be for a Klingon ship yet.
But the thing is, they nailed it in TMP. If you look at the bridge in TMP,
Oh, it had the right color palette. There's no question there. But remember, that was a one-off. Like, notwithstanding the original series, you had this was only the second time we really got modern set design for.
Well, this was the first time we got Klingon characters in the redesign. Because the
Actually,
Klingons we-
fully fleshed out characters.
yeah,
the
yeah, like
TMP.
full on characters.
Yeah, in
TMP,
TMP,
it
those
was
weren't
just
characters.
they
They
were
were-
just cutouts to fill a scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
And they look like the Cro-Magnon man version of Klingons. Didn't
Kind
they?
of.
Like-
if you go back and look at them, they're
Yeah.
slightly unrefined.
they're like their
Yeah.
bottom jaws are extending out past. You know what I mean? They just
Yeah,
look like-
I think
they look
were
like
trying to figure
Neanderthals.
out
They look
how
like the
ma- yeah.
Neanderthal version of Klingons.
Yeah, how much of a dental appliance do we really need to put in these people? It's
Yeah.
basically what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's no, I don't know. I just look. I've watched this movie many times. I've watched a lot of stuff with Christopher Lloyd, including some episodes of Taxi. And
Yes,
I've got
Ariel.
no
This
issue
is
with it.
just a scout version. What are you doing? What is? Oh yeah,
He's just bringing it up as a comparison.
He looks
Yeah,
like
I
a
mean,
Neanderthal. Come on.
but look at the set behind him. Look how
Yeah, it's got the right lighting and the right color
Yeah.
palette. Yeah.
See, the lighting above his head is the same as above Krug, though.
yeah.
Well, the
With the
paneling,
lines,
but
yeah, yeah.
but the light levels, which take away that blue hue that you see on all the walls.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
I think the
Surfer
blue
Spock.
is what messes it up because blue. Anytime you see the color blue, you think Starfleet.
Or you
Yeah.
certainly don't think some aggressive,
Right.
militaristic.
That's
whatever.
why there's only like 14 people on this ship, Ariel, because this is a scout. Even though it looked huge, that ship, that Federation ship we saw, had to be the size of like a shuttle. You know what I mean? Like,
That's the problem. The scale is off with this ship.
They've had scaling issues with the Bird of Prey since forever.
Well, since it was created in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, if you look at the Klingon, Mark Leonard's Klingon commander there, I really like the forehead design on Mark Leonard's Klingon better than any other Klingon we've ever seen. Because I understood what they were doing, and if you look, all the Klingons had the same ridge pattern on them. And it's because the original concept for the Klingons was that their spine went all the way up over their skull to their nose.
Yeah, but they just never had the money for it. Yeah.
Right. Well, and so that's cool. I like that. But then they just changed it to every Klingon just has a bumpy forehead, which I don't think is as good.
Well, I was one of these episodes I watched to jog my memory. Which one was it? There was Klingons in Errand of Mercy, right? Yes, It was Errand of Mercy. And
Yeah, that was actually the first appearance of the Klingons.
was it really? Anyway, they actually almost looked, maybe it was the actors. Some of those actors had go back and watch some of that episode. I'm telling you, some of those actors, I can see where they had the, what's that thing called that Worf wears?
The family sash or whatever.
That dude was wearing that. He kind of had the,
You're
I don't
talking
think
about Commander Core.
Yeah, they didn't have ridges on him, but his forehead kind of had its own bumps on it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
So,
just Calicos's I mean, he sold that character.
Yeah.
And I really love Core. And let's see.
He's such a slime ball. And I love how in this episode, at the end of the episode, these two are actually like kind of on the same side arguing with whatever that species is called. And
but here's the funny thing about it is that while Core, is the prototype Klingon. So every Klingon was based on this guy, right? However, if you look at that episode, Errand of Mercy, he's the only Klingon with a beard.
Huh. I'm never going to be able to not see that.
Look behind him in this shot.
No, I could see in the one guy, but I mean, I'm going to have
all
to
the
pay
other.
But look at how like they did a good job casting this guy. He's kind of got the Neanderthal brow ridge.
Yeah,
it almost looks like it almost looks like a proto Klingon of what we get.
What's funny is when they have him in makeup, like full Klingon makeup in DS9, it seems to lean in hard on that heavy Cro-Magnon forehead that he's got naturally.
But yeah, it's interesting. I think.
Yeah.
And I think there was like one other Klingon in the episode that might have had a beard, but most of the Klingons that you see marching around the streets, clean shaven.
Huh.
And I think Kor is the only one to wear a sash in that one, but that's because he's the governor of Organia.
Yeah, he is the only one to wear a sash, but he's the one you see the most and deal with the most, and he's just.
But I like Kor. Kor is my third favorite Klingon of all time. You okay? Or is your abusive girlfriend, waving her?
Just being loud. Just he.
Yeah.
Goku's
your abusive boyfriend. Sorry.
Now it's kind of funny talking about the bridge design.
Mm-hmm. There's no way I'm getting out of here in 20 minutes. Betty's going to be so pissed. Anyway.
Well, we'll try to hurry.
Well, we'll fly, but I'll just make this one note. In Undiscovered Country, just because I was looking around for ship sizes, but I ended up seeing a picture here. It looks very much like the bridge is a remodified version of the bridge from the Bird of Prey bridge in The Voyage Home, except everybody stands because everybody stands on a Klingon ship, except for the captain.
I don't know, man.
It's
somebody in the
weird.
chat. Somebody in the chat said, "Oh, Scotty redid the bridge," but this looks way smaller than what we see in Voyage Home.
It's not just that the seating arrangements are different. Everything about, it's one thing if you want to put Federation panels in there and stuff so you can operate it more easily, but they literally had to rip out and rebuild the entire room. Because
the whole set. Actually, I'm seeing another picture from Voyage Home, and no, it's definitely different. It's whole different sets entirely.
And by the way, and here's a funny little thing that I didn't notice until we watched it this last Saturday, but notice that Krug's seat is Kirk's seat from TMP.
Again, they should have kept the bridge like this.
Remember
I would have loved
when
to see Kirk
folded
above
in
everybody.
Yeah, the fold-in bits. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Kirk's chair.
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny. I never noticed that until this weekend.
Yeah.
All right. So right here's where you see the scale problem.
Well, it's less bad here than it is in the first shot. The first shot is rough.
Right, but even so, like the Klingon ship should be roughly maybe twice the size of the Federation ship.
Yeah, the fun part is even that merchantman, by what it's called, doesn't even have a scale for it.
Maybe it's maybe they're further apart than we think. It's a perspective.
Well, except we see the Klingon ship above it, and it just dwarfs it.
Yeah, but again, I think I don't know. The DP just wasn't good with this movie.
No.
Yeah.
This was a good visual effects shot right here, though.
Yes.
I did love seeing Starbase 1 for the first time.
Yeah, I think he poured all of his effort into this.
I like this. Look at this.
Yeah.
I like this head cannon right here. I like this head cannon. Check this out.
Needs a CD project, so they swapped out the. Well, there you go. Yeah,
dude, I found a video when I was going down the rabbit hole that is amazing, and if you haven't seen it, I'll have to share it with you. This dude meticulously redid the scene from Wrath of Khan where they leave space dock, but it's this space dock, and it
Oh, really?
looks super good.
Interesting.
He did it for some kind of like portfolio. I'll have to find it. It's in my
Right.
history. I'll share it. It's so good.
Cool.
But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, I'd say the DP guy went right to the wall with all of his effort on this, because honestly, this first Starbase 1 is great. It represents the scale and.
But here's what really pissed me off. You remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, we yeah. And look
Yeah.
at it. It says 1700, not 1701.
Right.
So
Yeah. So it's
But
just
not only that, but this is, I mean, it's
or hell,
literally-
I don't even see the one.
the one is blended in with the hash
those
line.
lines. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, basically they ripped it out of a book and slapped it on the screen.
I have that book somewhere. Speaking of,
yeah, it's
Well,
the
never
Starfleet it's the Starfleet technical manual.
I'll do it tomorrow.
And I was looking for, here we go. Tab. Dang, it's too small. How do you zoom in on an image in tab? I keep
You can hold control and
Control
scroll,
plus.
Control
Control
plus,
plus.
okay.
Zooms in.
or control and scroll wheel
Or
will do
control
the
and
same
scroll
thing.
up. Yeah.
All right, that'll do it. And so bring this in. Look at that. That is the exact same image.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah. We all we knew
Yeah.
it was. I mean, there's no
Even
question about that.
even the text is the same.
Yeah.
You know, everything about it is the same. They
Look, you could see that the lines vanished near the rear in the cell
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
The little pointing at what the things are, they kind of got nuked a little bit, but other than that,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I say this canonizes the Starfleet technical manual.
Hey, man, I'm good with that.
You know, I don't think there's any way around it because we have now seen a page of it on screen. But yeah, that kind of pissed me off because I mean, couldn't they have at least had somebody draw a picture of the new Enterprise?
Yeah.
You know. And then this is also out of the Starfleet technical manual, by the way. So they were just like, yeah, let's just grab some images there.
Here it is. I found it.
Found it. Nick Acosta.
Huh?
Is it done by Nick Acosta?
It is. You found it?
I found it at the same time. That's hilarious.
Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan space dock scene fixed in all caps.
Yeah,
is that the one you found?
I'll slap it into the open
Yeah.
chat as well, so that everybody else can go and check it out.
It's pretty damn cool. And dude did a
Yeah.
good job. Yeah.
yeah, and I'll message it to you in the Skypes so you can check it out later, Mike. But anyway,
I gotta climb the steps of Mount Saleya. Mount Saleya is on Vulcan bones. We're home on Earth.
yeah.
Remember.
I wonder if they actually tried to get DeForest Kelly to actually do.
I think they did because
his voice.
They did a blend in some of the
Yeah.
things.
Oh,
They
we
did
know
a-
they did a blend for sure.
right.
In some
But
of them, yeah.
in some of the scenes, he definitely nailed Leonard Nimoy's inflections. And so when he says, you know, climb the steps, Jim, that's not something that McCoy would say.
No.
But but
I got a potty. You guys keep talking.
Yeah.
Too much soda.
I do think they did a good job though of kind of transitioning between DeForest Kelly and Williams.
Yeah.
Where you weren't sure. Wait, was that DeForest Kelly, or was that?
Yeah, I know, because remember
Yeah.
I made that comment a couple times when we were watching that, and I can't remember exactly where it was, but it was like, oh, that sounded like a blend. So,
Like if you like Blender, that's it.
yeah, we're definitely gonna have to skip faster because I don't even have that much gas
I
left in the
would
tank
too.
for tonight too. I just realized how early on we are
Oh, you
into it,
guys
and I'm
just
like,
had-
holy
you tried to
moly!
abandon me. I get it.
Well, yeah, but you still have to do your
I
stream.
know. I
from
got
tonight,
another live
too.
stream to do. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand. So there's John Larroquette. In case you ever wonder what a
Yeah, on the
slimy
right.
Klingon lawyer would look
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, there's your
Oh.
Klingon lawyer, defense lawyer. And then we
Uh,
get to the canoe,
Yeah,
the war
the
canoe.
war canoe. The only starship with pink chairs. You know,
Yeah, it's that salmon pink.
Yeah.
Uh,
What a stupid ship.
You know what's funny is if some of the hard points that connect things together weren't so scrawny, it wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah.
But yes, I love the breaking your head to figure out how people actually go from the primary to the secondary hull without using transporters.
Well, and the answer is you can't.
No, I know. The real
And-
answer is no. It's just
Because
no.
well, they also. I mean, here's the problem, and this is one of those scale issues. I don't care what people say. Well, the Grissom is this many decks and this many. If you look at the ship, and
Yeah.
you look at the context of this movie, that ship is tiny, right? The saucer section is 1, maybe 2 decks.
Oh yeah.
And
No,
so
it's-
there's no way a turbo lift is fitting inside those struts because a human being wouldn't fit inside those struts. You know, at least not if he was Scotty sized.
no, no.
you
Like
know,
it's
and so yeah, the only way you can get to the canoe section is a transporter.
yeah.
Because basically, and you need to have, and people say, well, maybe people don't go into the canoe. Well, then there's not enough room in the saucer section.
Yeah.
Because there you could barely fit the bridge and a couple of science labs and a sick bay. Not to mention you need an engine room and you need crew quarters and stuff like that. So yeah, the ship is entirely jacked up. It's
Yeah,
just-
I mean, the only thing they did was obey the rules of you don't have the nacelles obscured by any other part of the hull. Although comically enough, there's no obvious Bussard collectors on this ship anyway. So
no. So this is like the worst ship ever made.
I don't know. As much as I love the pew pew factor of a ship like the Prometheus, there's a good argument to be made that the Prometheus is pretty crappy.
Well, yeah.
As far
Well, of
as
course,
like
then there's the
Starfleet
Enterprise.
ships.
Well, if you just want to talk about ugly, you got the Enterprise D.
Yeah, the Elcar's Master Systems display for a TNG era Oberth, there's only 3 decks total, and the third deck is the bridge.
Right.
And then there's 3.5-ish decks in the canoe. So it's like, yeah, it's just nothing to these things. They're tiny.
So then we are introduced to Robin Curtis as the new and not improved Savick.
Yes, the
All right,
purely
so-
only a Vulcan, and that's it.
So I'm just going to repeat some of the stuff I said Saturday because not everybody here subscribes to supportsalty.com, but you should. They should have just made her a completely different character.
Right.
Yep.
This should have
And
been the
made it-
introduction of Valeris.
Valeris. That way, it had more weight in Star Trek 6 when Valeris is a traitor.
Yeah,
But-
if you could retroactively fix everything without having to reshoot all these movies and whatnot, that would be
Yeah.
one of the biggest things to do.
Or
But-
get Kirstie Alley.
Or they could have at least tried to give the bitch the same hairdo. How hard would that have been? You know what I mean? Make the eyebrows the same. Like, do something. Cast somebody who looks a little. I don't know, something. They didn't even try. They were just like, oh,
But you know,
here you go.
I'm not even
It's
worried
perm.
about like Robin Curtis not looking like Kirstie Alley doesn't bother me. But the
She doesn't
fact-
even act like her. She's
I know.
she's
Well, that's what I'm saying. The fact that she talks differently, the fact that her hair is different, that everything. There's nothing about this character that is even remotely similar to Savick.
No.
And so, because Savick, you could tell, was always fighting to be in control. She doesn't seem to care.
No.
And so, yeah. And yeah, Michael, I advocate for if Kirstie was unavailable, you just make it Valeris, and that way we have Valeris through all these movies, so we can be surprised that she's a traitor, kind of like how we were surprised about Admiral Cartwright, because this was his 3rd movie, and so I think third, I think, because he was in 4. No, he wasn't in 5 though, so I guess it's his 2nd movie, but whatever.
Yeah.
But still, having repeat characters be traitors, that was cool. That was a good idea. But having
it would have carried so much more weight. Guys, have you uploaded this yet? I ask you this every week, and it's always no.
I don't
You
know.
haven't, have you?
I'd have to tell me.
Anyway,
Look.
supportsalty.com. Plans start as low as $4.99 a month. It's totally worth it because you get to watch us watch these movies and react to it in real time. And if you think we run long on these reviews,
Eh,
Oh
and-
my gosh.
depending on the week, yeah, it can
This
be
was a
pretty
short
rough.
you ain't seen nothing. No, this was actually a pretty short one, but
Yeah.
that was because I kept rushing you guys. It was my bad.
No, I have the Star Trek 2 one. I didn't do the Star Trek 3 one. I'll try to
Okay.
do that later today.
All right.
But the Star Trek 2 one is a 5-hour marathon.
Was 2 the 5 hours? I
Or
thought it was
no,
motion
Star Trek
picture.
Star Trek the motion.
No,
picture.
motion picture was 5 hours. I
That
think
was
Wrath
the
of Khan was like
monster.
almost 4.
Yeah.
And then and then 3 was about 3 hours. So we're like, you know.
So we're getting short now. It's only 3 hours. You know, when we do Star Trek 4 this weekend, it'll only take us, 2.5 hours. Of course, I'll have less to say because it's all about the whales. All right, so let's try to move along. So Sarek shows up, says, "Hey, where's my son?" And
Yeah.
Kirk's like, "I shot him into space. You got a problem with that?" And so,
And then he, matter of fact, not only did
No,
he,
you had the best comment when he came in. He was like, "You may leave us." He's like having a get together with his friends. You're like, "Yep, Vulcans are dicks" or something.
Yeah,
You said
yeah,
something
exactly.
like that.
And then
Sarek
I said how it was clear that he's way more emotional. But then I remembered his, what is it, Bendai syndrome.
yes.
So we can retcon it so that maybe that was kicking in this far back.
There's also the fact that, and even though it wasn't really canonized until Star Trek 2009, but they've played into it since then, is the fact that Vulcans are very emotional. They just suppress their emotions. And they talk about it a little bit in Enterprise, but not as much as they did in later iterations of Trek.
And no, Ariel, Starbase One within the Berman TMP era movies is the same facility the whole time.
Theoretically, yeah. The doors just magically got bigger.
Or something to allow a D to fit through it. Yeah.
Or maybe people got smaller.
But yeah, it's the same structure. It's yeah.
Which makes no sense.
I know it's 100 years. Yeah, but hey, for the size of that thing, it better last 100 years.
Yeah, but it's like the freaking pyramids of Egypt. Nobody lives there now.
We complain about bridges not lasting 50 years. You build a 3.5 kilometer tall space station, it better last a few months.
Yeah, but you should at least, like, I'll give them this much. At least in Picard season 3, I'm going to say something nice about Picard season 3, so brace yourself. At least in Picard season 3, they had the good sense to add to it to make it, so like they had the ring.
Oh, all the
docks
little
and-
side pieces and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember though, they at least were smart enough to turn Starbase One into a museum and move it.
Right. But
Which
but if
beggars
you-
the question: if that thing can move, why not just use that as a starship?
yeah, really, just start sending star bases everywhere. Oh, that'd be horrible. Anyway, so they have another nice scene, and this is another one where when Sarek is talking, there are moments that you can kind of hear Spock's voice.
This was rough, man. I teared up a little bit if you remember because like he's traumatizing Kirk. If you think about it, he's traumatizing Kirk. Right,
Well, look at
and
Kirk's
Shatner
eyes
does a
right
great job acting. Like he's got tears in his eyes by the end of this.
Yeah,
Well, here's the shot right there. Look at that.
yeah.
And it's funny because people, yes, Kirk is the ham that yells Khan and puts weird pauses in his speech, but he's also the guy that just look at that shot. And I bet you Danny can't look into that shot without crying. Come on, Danny. Look.
He can't stare for long. No, he's already got the Kleenex out.
See,
Yeah.
I tell you, it's that emotional. But that just shows how good it is. It's not, it also shows.
Look, man, I muted because I didn't need you guys picking on me anymore, and I ran out of tissue. I'm gonna have to get some more. Like you need to go to a different
No.
still here.
Please donate so Danny can get some more tampons. He really needs
God, I need to get Please donate so instead of wasting all my toilet paper boxes of tissue. That'd be nice.
Actually, my wife I was talking to her about you, Danny, and she said, that's really mean. You should not suggest that he get tampons because he couldn't handle them. He needs pads.
Jeez.
Goodness. I should just leave it here for the rest of the night just to continue to watch Danny cry. But yeah, this is one of Shatner's best emotional performances. In fact, this movie is full of Shatner giving his A game. And I think it's because this even more than Star Trek 4 shows me what a talented director Leonard Nimoy is, because he got some incredible performance out of William Shatner, and then of course was able to joke about it on Futurama.
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
I know of it, but I've never seen it yet.
It is so good because, and Shatner is a good sport too, because Nimoy said that they have a reunion on Futurama, and Nimoy says that he got such a great performance out of William Shatner because he respected him as an actor. He's trying to teach someone how to direct. And Shatner goes, yes, and I got such a great performance out of myself in Star Trek V because I respect myself so much.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it was actually Shatner saying it, which is
Yeah.
what really made it. There's another look at that face. That looks like a guy who just went through hell. Wouldn't you agree, Danny?
he's not going to interact until we're past.
This is what look at that face, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He just
it.
this is he just made this
I agree
dude with
with you.
PTSD. He just made this dude relive like
His best friend's death.
fuck, man. I can't.
Yeah. The truth is, Danny's.
Why does this shit get me so a friend of mine,
I don't know.
Sherelle, she gives me so much. She's like, they're not real, right? It's like, well, wrestling's not real either, but I get into that. I'm just like one of those guys. I don't know, man. It's just like I can suspend disbelief more than most. I get into it, and I know that Spock lives. Leonard Nimoy's dead now, but it's fine.
Here's the zoom and enhance, the original zoom and enhance.
Die, Kirk. He's dead already.
And then back to the war canoe. And by the way, how did the mud get on the torpedo?
It rained. It's the jungle part.
It doesn't rain mud.
Someone failed to understand splashing.
This makes no sense. Because the torpedo was pristine, like at the beginning of this movie. Anyway, so Savick and David find the torpedo, and also that it's covered with a bunch of the brain cells from Operation Annihilate.
Yeah.
And so... And meanwhile, Kirk is trying to get the Enterprise, so, and I know I said this on our watch through, but I will challenge our esteemed audience as well as you to come up with an answer. Why does Kirk want to go to Genesis?
I'm convinced that something accidentally got left on the table, and they and Sarek and Kirk understood that Spock's body could potentially be salvaged.
But I mean, why not just because if he went to the commander of Starfleet and said, okay, so the problem is that McCoy had a mind meld with Spock shortly before Spock died, and he implanted something in his brain, and the Vulcans can fix it, then Admiral Morrow would immediately say, well, take him to Vulcan. Did we just lose Danny?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Let's see if he comes back.
But yeah, that's kind of, I mean, my take on it is there's something got lost in translation. Like, I don't know if if it's more clear in the novelization or what the deal is, but it's as though that both Kirk and Sarek were of the opinion that Spock's body was still a thing.
Right. But why? There's no evidence at this point to that.
I'm not saying that there is. I'm just saying
Right.
I think that's whatever there was something originally, and they blew over it. And was he even here? And then that was that. Actually, I'm surprised he hasn't text messaged. Maybe cell phone service went out entirely.
Well, he does have T-Mobile.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, there's that. Let me try to call him here.
Unless he really has to actually take off, and maybe just the interruption is serendipitous.
I'm trying to fix it.
All right, we were just checking because we want to make sure you are right.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm coming back. I'm trying.
All right. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the only thing I've got. I mean, it's an inconsistency to be sure, but
and Ben One Eye, I get that maybe they just want to bring his body back for the ceremony, but at the same time, the Vulcans are creatures of logic, and if Kirk had said, "Oh yeah, we shot his body out in the torpedo tube," he could say, "Well, at least bring his Katra to Mount Seleia so that we can."
The only extremely outside possibility is they'd already found the torpedo casing, and that information could have been communicated back to Starfleet. And this is where I think this is the part of my brain that's got me thinking that when they were writing this up, that was the intention, was that they were still managing to find out information about what was going on because they still had friends in Starfleet.
But it's almost like, oh, you got to bring him back because the script says that we're going to make Spock come.
Sure, but it's like the piece that mattered that someone had thought about for a minute just kind of, poof.
I think it would have made sense is because we did, as the audience, we already saw that they discovered that there was a life form reading on Genesis somewhere in the vicinity of Spock's torpedo tube.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, there's so many problems in Star Trek with this. Why wouldn't the sensors be able to tell it was a Vulcan?
Plot.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. And Grissom is a science ship.
Plot.
Yeah, but they've done it before. Where, like, remember when in Enterprise?
Oh, no. I'm gonna have some fun with you. This is a problem with the writing of Star Trek.
Yeah. The sensors are so inconsistent.
Oh, let's talk about the Shore Leave Planet episode.
What about that specifically?
It found nothing, yet everything was there, and then magically, when it became time to be able to see things on the scanners, they magically started seeing things.
Well, that's because the weird amusement planet people were able to hide everything,
including all the vegetation and everything. But then all of a sudden they weren't because reasons.
Well,
keep in mind, I deliberately just rewatched this episode a couple of days ago.
Right. And you would think, okay, so the sensors it's not the vegetation, it's the animal life, because remember, they didn't.
No, but they said they couldn't read anything, including technology under the ground. And yet later in that same episode, they contradict themselves.
But when McCoy, at the very beginning of the episode, rewind to the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
When McCoy,
when they're down on the planet, yeah.
McCoy and Sulu are looking around. And they're not freaking out about there being vegetation. It's not until McCoy sees the rabbit that he says...
No, I know, but the ship is unable to detect anything, including all the magical technology.
Right.
But
well, the magical technology I can buy that, okay, they have some kind of, whatever the planet's shell is made out of, it blocks the sensors.
Until it didn't.
Well, no, they never detected it, did they?
They eventually detected something that was technological.
I don't remember that.
So I can't remember if it was the actual tech or if they could detect the energy fields or something. But it was like this complete contradiction of what had been established earlier in the episode. So it's a plot device issue that's plagued Star Trek for all of its existence.
But I was thinking of the Enterprise incident where you have Chekhov using the ship's sensors manages to spot Spock as a Vulcan in a ship of Romulans, because the sensors are so precise that you can tell a Vulcan from a Romulan.
Yeah.
And Chekhov was even commenting how similar they were, so it was tricky to do it.
Yeah.
But they did manage to do it. You have, all these episodes where the sensors are so incredibly precise, but the Grissom can't tell that there's a Vulcan walking around on Genesis.
And a Galaxy class starship is capable of determining that there's absolutely no worms on a planet. from Q Who,
Oh,
or
well,
not
but-
Q Who, from Best Both Worlds 1.
Look at the immunity syndrome, or not the immunity syndrome. Is it maybe the Changeling, the one with Nomad? And at the beginning, they use the sensors to scan an entire solar system and say, "Oh, everybody's dead."
Yeah.
All right, so you can scan an entire solar system.
Yeah, I know. It's
But you can't tell that the microbes have become macrobes and that there's a Vulcan walking around.
Gilligan's Island writing
It's
rules.
They're even holding a freaking tricorder and they can't find the Vulcan. But in the same movie later on, he's tracking the Klingons as they're approaching with that tricorder.
Oh, I know. It's
I mean, it's a good movie, but come on.
yeah, if you fall down into the minutia, then yeah, you could pick it to pieces, but it's a problem. It's and again, and it's a great movie to talk about as a both an homage and a kind of slick way to criticize it, and that is everything that you get in Galaxy Quest.
Yeah. By the way, this scene here with McCoy and Glowy Beads, when we watched it on Saturday, I know this is going to sound stupid, and you'll probably say, "Oh, idiot," but was the first time I ever noticed that in this first shot where we see the two of them, we see the Starfleet security guard there too.
Oh yeah, this one is a big one for me. I've always noticed it after the fact, because when I switched from watching this movie in pan and scan to widescreen, it was like, oh, hi.
Yeah, but I saw this in theaters multiple times.
Oh, I saw it in the theater, but I only got to do my rewatch.
But you were like, what, 2 years old
2
at the
years
time?
Old. I'm not 800 years younger than you.
Hello? Hello?
Yes,
hello.
You're with us.
Okay.
Turn off your TV. I can hear it.
No, that was you. I for some reason
I heard your TV. I heard the.
No,
wrestling.
it was
coming through his speakers.
No, there's no wrestling. There's no wrestling. It was you on this on the. So I have on this screen, I have my channel. On this screen, I have your channel. I was listening to your channel as I was trying to get back into EV Mux, and that took a while. Have you guys had this? I had like a white screen for 2 minutes before even.
No, I haven't had that happen yet. No.
But you see, I don't use crappy cellular as my internet.
Fuck you. Well, look, I think this is T-Mobile getting back at me. I was going to say this earlier. So I've been having some, financial difficulties, as you all know, because I wear my heart on my sleeve and I overshare. And so I called T-Mobile, and I've been with them 10 and a half years. And I was like, look, I pulled the whole, I'm going to switch to Verizon card. You know what I mean? Because they have 5G also out here.
Yeah.
And they were like, why? And I was like, because Verizon says, and this is true, because I actually did call Verizon because I got so fed up. Like, Verizon says I can get 5G home internet and a cell line, and it'd be less than $100 a month after taxes. And you motherfuckers are charging me $300 for the same thing.
300?
Yeah. Well, 280, but I rounded up, make it sound better. So I was like, I can't do this anymore. So, I'd like to stay with you guys. Been with you this long, but sometimes relationships don't work out. And just like I told my ex-wife, it is what it is.
That is spendy, man.
Yeah. So
can't you get like
hold up?
fiber?
They did some weird finagling, got me down to $90 a month for the exact same service, which actually kind of pisses me off.
Yeah, I know.
Really,
in the sense that you could have done
like,
this all this time.
Yeah, really. And so, but this is not the first time my internet's dropped off on me randomly. So I don't know if they're like fucking with me or if there's really stuff going on.
Okay, so you're probably what we call because I used to work for Verizon.
You used to work for Verizon. Yeah.
But you're probably what we call deprioritized. And that just means, so if your cell tower gets too much traffic on it, you get bumped first.
And so, probably, you know what? If that's a thing, and you're saying it is,
it is absolutely a thing because
you could totally. That's actually how
yeah.
the throttling works on unlimited.
Yeah, you get
unlimited usage.
deprioritized
So
after
yeah,
a certain amount of data.
yeah. So you cross that whatever it is, 60 gig or 150 gig or whatever, and then you'll get slowed down because they can actually target
and
your
if you're
IMEI.
using T-Mobile for your home internet, you're probably flying through that data.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, really. What?
No. Apparently, Cody Rhodes. Never mind. You don't want to hear about it. I missed this. I could. The Rock just smacked Cody Rhodes in the face because Cody Rhodes says he wants.
It's not real, dude. It doesn't.
It's real to me.
I could have been there. I could have been there. I could have been there.
Could have
Well,
been
you know
a
what?
contender.
Then next time, go and tell us. We'll understand.
No, you won't. No, you won't. You know how much shit you would have given me until the end of time. Oh,
course
you
I
skipped
would.
our show for wrestling. I'm not. We're not a priority.
No,
So
you know
no,
what?
I did this to show you. This is
Here's
Nerd Fights is a priority.
Wait. Here's the thing, Danny. If you have an opportunity, and I don't know how special these press conferences are in the world of wrestling.
They never do these, man.
Okay, look,
never.
Just calm down. I'm saying I don't know, but
Damn it.
assuming they are a big deal, then what are you going to make some content on your channel with this?
I would have. Yeah.
Okay. Shut up for a minute. So
You asked him a question, man.
Well, it was a rhetorical.
Thank you, Jason.
So my point is that if you have an opportunity to go to something that is a very rare golden opportunity that would help you, fine, just let us know.
He says that now, Jason, but you know, if I'd have skipped the show for some wrestling thing, I'd have never heard the end of it.
Did I freak out when you said you were going to be late?
Well, no, that had to do
No,
with work.
but I'm sorry. I'm a little inclined to believe that on days that
I would
you
definitely give you a hard time.
it would go into your tickle trunk of things to pull out when you decided you got it. It's Canadian television reference.
Okay.
Jesus. If I get one more text from another person, oh my God.
Just don't read the texts.
Yeah, turn off your phone. Besides, you have T-Mobile. Every time you get a text message, your internet's going to drop. Are you crying, Danny, or are you just,
No, I'm not crying. I'm not going to cry over wrestling unless it's, Bret Hart losing to Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 12 in an Iron Man match that he won, and Gorilla Monsoon's ugly ass came out and did some stupid ass sudden death rules when Bret Hart had Shawn Michaels beating the sharpshooter when the bell rang. It was some fucking bullshit. Yes, I'm still not over it.
It's like, tell me you've not let go without telling me you've not let go.
Yeah.
You are so I get that you love wrestling, even though I don't understand why. I mean, I don't see the attraction, but you're into it. It's just like, look, I like rapper chicks with big butts, right? And you probably think, oh, yuck. But like Nicki Minaj, I think she's hot as hell.
Oh my God, what is wrong with you?
See?
You could literally sit a drink on her ass. It's like a shelf. That's disgusting.
You know what? I would like to sit. I'll sit on that shelf.
Are you kidding? Dude, that's too much ass. That's wow. I just learned something new about you today, Michael. Okay. Wow. Okay.
But
wow.
But that's funny I said but. So I understand there are things.
See, I lean. I mean, guys, I'm all over the place with women, but my preference is of the Latina persuasion. But it's like Latinas, black women.
Okay, stop. You're going to get racist here. I don't want to.
Oh, well, I'm not getting racist. I'm just saying I have
you just
people
like for Latino
different. No, well, hey, people like ice cream. What's your favorite flavor? Strawberry, vanilla, chocolate. It's the same damn thing.
Don't try to equate racism to ice cream. Okay?
I wasn't being racist. I was just saying.
Like Neapolitan.
That's my problem. You know what?
I like Napoleon.
That's my problem.
Neapolitan
I do like Neapolitan.
Of ice cream.
No, that's my problem. That's what gets me into trouble. Is I do like Neapolitan, and that's why I'm single.
Anyway,
and we'll die alone. and that's
Yeah.
fine.
So look, my point is, I don't understand your attraction to the wrestling thing. I don't get it, but I understand that you love it. And so, if you have an opportunity to do something like go to a press conference that's actually a big deal, I would understand. I'll give you crap over it, but I'll understand. But you know,
And then I should have talked to you about this yesterday because I don't believe you. I think you would have fired me again. That's the whole reason.
I would not.
I really,
What did I say? Just let us know what's going on. That's what I told you. Don't leave us hanging. And you've been doing really good since we had that conversation.
Hey,
Oh,
we
yeah.
did we did get him. We did get him to admit he'd bag on you, but he'd understand.
Right.
That's true.
So
And Stanley, stop rubbing it in.
he knows.
Jesus.
He knows. We're never gonna finish. Danny's got to go. Grocery
Well, actually,
shopping.
no. So while my internet was down, Miss Betty called me. She's like, and it's only 5. She's like, it's getting too late. We can go to the grocery store tomorrow.
It's
I
5
was like,
o'clock.
she's fucking 82, bro.
Well,
So I was like,
apparently she's 182.
yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. So no time limit now. We can go as long as you
Well,
want.
Well, there's a
Jason-
time limit for me because
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Jason doesn't
Well,
like us anymore.
let us know what your time limit is, brother, and we'll try to adhere
We're
to
trying
it.
to get
Oh,
through it.
I would
Genesis, planets forbidden. This
Yeah,
is
he's
okay. Here we
coming
go.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
tell me that that's not LDG.
Ah! Oh, I'm texting LDG right now. I want you to say that again when he gets in the chat.
You
Hold
know
on.
what? I want to hear him say Genesis is planet forbidden. And
Genesis is planet forbidden.
Yeah.
Hold up.
If you glued some feathers to LDG's eyebrows, and
1 second. Hold up. I need you to join either my channel or Salty's right now. He's roasting you unfairly, and you need to defend
Wait,
yourself.
unfairly.
Unfairly.
Yeah, it is
I mean-
unfair.
I mean,
That does
one
not
of
look
those-
anything like LDG.
Look at the nose.
Oh wow. The nose.
One thing.
One-
Bargain.
And listen to his voice.
I don't know. It's a bit of a stretch.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
bargain. No. And by the way,
Otherwise, bargain. No.
and the craziness that he says makes about as much sense as the craziness LDG says. So,
But come on, you can't get excited watching The Rock babble about respecting his blood and then fake slapping some guy. Well, I didn't see it, so F you. How do I have a wrench? I'm booting this mother effer.
No, you be nice to the
I'm
Canadians.
putting him in timeout.
Time.
All right, I won't. Okay, I won't, but I want to. Stop talking about the press conference. I haven't seen it. I had it on, but I had to mute it, and I couldn't watch it because he kept yelling
See-
at me every time I got caught.
Stan
You know?
Lee is just more proof as to why Canada holds the record for the number of war crimes that had to get added to the list.
oh yeah, Canada. People don't realize Canada is truly an evil. nation.
Oh, Stan, you don't listen. I just said I've had a total of 3 now, but at the time, a friend of mine was like, "Oh my God, did you see The Rock slap Cody Rhodes?" And I had to say no because I'm on my podcast with the salty trucker who doesn't let me enjoy life. That's fine.
We could change the time if you want. If
Stanley pulling a Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
Ain't I a stinker?
Yeah. So I mean, like if Thursday nights is bad for you, we can move to a different night of the week.
No, man, this is a once in a. They never do. This is a fluke. They never do anything on. No.
Which is why I said I would understand if it was.
That's why, I prefer the Wednesday Thursday format because there's no wrestling that I care about on Wednesdays and Thursdays, Monday and Friday. But I don't mind when we get off on Friday. I catch up on SmackDown, and it's fine.
Yes, I know. Duprang, and Danny's a bad boy. All right. Yes.
I can't win.
No,
I can't win.
No,
I just
you
can't.
Anyway, so LDG explains that he'll take him to Genesis.
Stan. So they were first come first serve. So originally.
We're just
I
not gonna
would
do
have-
that.
No, we're not.
Okay, never mind. Okay, sorry. I'll ignore the chat then. You're good at that.
Wow, dude. Wait.
No, I'm trying to reply to the chat, and you're like, "We're never good." So I'll just
No,
ignore the
you're
chat.
trying to
like
have
you.
a conversation with Stan Lee that has nothing to do with what we're doing.
Fair enough.
That doesn't
Here
mean-
we go. Let's get back on track. How can you get a permit to do a damn illegal thing?
Okay, okay. On the one hand, that's a funny line, and it sounds like something that McCoy would say. On the other hand, that's what permits are.
You said that Saturday.
Yeah.
SupportSalty.com. He'll get it loaded eventually.
Yeah, but that is exactly what permits are, because if you didn't need a permit, it wouldn't be illegal to do it.
Shannon's roasting your kid.
Is that a guinea pig?
No, it's a wingless bat, otherwise
Yeah.
known as a rat.
Yeah.
It's a mutated rat.
She's a land bat. That's yes, you're a land bat, aren't you?
And yes, Thomas, I know I am, but thank you for the yes, I appreciate that.
In what way are you correct about it?
In every way. Let's continue. Come on.
Right. So then Starfleet Security, shows up with his sexy mustache.
I still think McCoy.
Discount Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
It is. However, I still think the Vulcan neck pitch should have worked. He has Spock's Katra,
It
man.
should
should
have, if you consider that humans, if you're in the camp that humans can do the Vulcan neck tension, absolutely should have worked 100%. If you were trying, and the problem is that humans shouldn't be able to do the Vulcan neck.
This is true. However, we've seen it because Discovery ruined everything.
Well, I don't blame Discovery, because TNG had humans doing the Vulcan neck pinch. So
What episode? Bullshit. I don't remember
I
that.
don't remember. I know Data did it.
Well, Data, yeah,
And I
Data
think-
makes sense.
And
Data
didn't
makes
Picard
sense.
do it at some point?
I don't think so. I don't remember that. I remember Data doing it, but he's an
Well, I know
android.
Data
I think it has
do-
something to do with the extra strength that they have.
That
So they can
probably.
apply the correct amount of pressure
Yeah.
that it would take to knock you out.
Let's see. Since our research department doesn't do its job.
Oh wow, Thomas Potts says Archer did it. Well, you know what? That's because Archer's a badass.
Yeah,
Well, and
Archer's
Archer-
in a
Archer
different
had the-
timeline.
But
Yeah,
Archer,
and there's that,
Archer
too.
had the Katra of what's his name?
Yeah, but Bones, that's what I'm
Sure.
saying. Bones had the Spock's Katra, well, I guess Spock's half Vulcan, so maybe that's what it was.
All right, used by non-Vulcans. This is off of Memory Alpha.
Okay.
On some occasions, non-Vulcans have been instructed in the technique. Spock attempted in vain to teach James T. Kirk, that was in dialogue. Kirk said, I wish you could teach me that. And he said, I have tried. Let's see. Overall, the nerd pinch seems to be extremely difficult to learn from non-Vulcans, although the android Lieutenant Data was able to master it, as was Captain Jean-Luc Picard, years after the latter's mind meld with Sarek. And it says Unification 2, Starship Mine, and Nemesis.
He used it in Nemesis? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Well, when we finally get to the 13th and worst Star Trek movie of all time, I guess we'll see it together.
Michael Burnham, of course, did it. Jonathan Archer did it when he had the Katra Surak.
Yeah, that's what Thomas Potts said in the chat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Leonard Nimoy was unable to do it. Odo was able to do it. Now, Odo, I would believe.
Well, he's a
And-
changeling, so yeah.
And 7 of 9 also was able to do it.
She's got that Borg strength, so yeah.
So the fact that you have multiple humans doing it, which means that considering Spock was a master of the technique, there is no way McCoy should have screwed that up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's but anyway, it was a funny gag.
Yeah.
something
It was a
like that.
funny gag, but the problem is that the reason that gag worked is that at that point we thought the reason he couldn't do it was because he wasn't a Vulcan.
Jason's yawning. We better
Oh,
hurry
yeah.
up.
The yawns
Yeah,
are
sorry,
coming
Jason.
hard.
All right, so then they go to Cactus Snowland, and then we get.
Oh, you skipped over where they should have found
We're trying-
Frostsicle Spock. You know,
you
Oh.
want to?
isn't that here? No, that's later.
Yeah, you gotta get
So
to-
look closely. When Kirk does this, they had to like tape his fingers together because William Shatner can't
See,
do that for some
I know
reason.
they had to tape together the fingers of the lady that played T'Pau, but I didn't know about Kirk.
Yeah.
I do like when
If you
Kirk goes, how many fingers am I holding up?
yeah. If you
That's not very
roll
good,
it and
buddy.
freeze it on there, you can actually, because of the HD, you can see it. It's in between. It's in between the
What for?
fingers.
Oh, so they put like two-sided
You're
tape in
suffering
between
from
or
a
something?
Vulcan
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, what'd you
2
do?
minutes.
I had to rewind it because we were past it.
Yeah.
No, we weren't. He was about to hold it up.
No, it was just after he. That was just after he.
Yeah, it's because it's right here.
Yeah, it's right at the beginning.
How many fingers?
Right there. Okay. Well, that's not the best shot, but yeah, they
No.
they had to tape his fingers together so he could do it.
It does kind of look like his pinky and whatever you call the finger next to your pinky. I get a ring finger.
Ring finger. Yeah.
Yeah. So his pinky and ring finger do look like they're kind of suspiciously together. I don't think it's
Yeah.
tape. It looks like it's glue.
Or that. Yeah, it adhesed
Like,
together.
it's
Because
probably-
he said that several times, even at a convention I saw him at live.
You know what spirit gum is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they
it's-
use it in all kinds
Yeah,
of
they use
stuff.
it for makeup prosthetics all the time, which
Yeah.
means they would have a ton of it on set, which means that's probably what they used.
Yeah.
It's also very easy to remove.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like super glue where your hands would be like that forever. Although that would have been hilarious if somebody had super glued William Shatner's hand like that.
It's like, I now only have 3 digits, man.
And so then we get
Don't
the-
call me Tiny.
Yeah. What's with all those sexy mustaches in this movie? I'd never noticed that before.
It's the early 80s, man.
Gotta love
You know.
84, man.
Yeah.
Like everyone was still. I mean, you're talking from Simon and Simon to Magnum PI. Like
Yeah.
it was the thing.
But
I have a record 4 people watching in my chat right now. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up.
To the
please.
4 of you watching on Danny's channel, why don't you come over to the real channel?
Fair enough. You got over 30 people in his,
Yeah.
so if you want to interact in the chat, I mean, this is. I'm mainly doing this so I can build up my content library. But I appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate you guys.
He's doing it because he's trying to stop being a hooker on the strip in Vegas.
Yeah, the business has been bad.
You know.
So I refuse to bang 82-year-old women. So there's
So
a.
check out, OnlyFans. Dork Knight bangs 80-year-olds.com.
It's not a thing. Not a thing.
It would be hilarious if that was a thing, actually.
Does splitting the audience help? No, Stanley. You know what helps? If you're in both our channels at the same time, which not everybody can do.
That,
so I
that
get
actually doesn't technically help.
It helps me. It doesn't help you, but it helps me.
It does something. I don't know
Arabic,
what.
welcome to the party, pal. Thanks for coming by. Don't
So
forget to
what
hit the
did you
thumbs up.
think? Let me ask you guys this. So what did you think of the Excelsior in this movie?
Well, it's a beautiful looking ship, except every time you can see the black outlines because of the old special effects. I pointed it out.
Now,
that
what's
always
funny,
bugs me. It's
the
like,
first time I saw the ship, I didn't like it because
I didn't either. That's what I was.
I
asking.
preferred the more traditional style that we were so used to.
What didn't? What about this did you not like?
It felt kind of lumpy and oompa loompa
Yeah,
kind of.
It's too angular.
But what's funny is after TNG came out, and then you started seeing the Excelsior class more, and they adjusted some of the look of the model a little bit, not a lot,
Yeah,
but just enough.
It made a huge difference.
It actually helped, and I really have come to like this particular principal hull style. I don't like the little outriggers that they added for the Enterprise
the
B.
Enterprise, yeah.
But I really have come to really, really like this ship, and it's probably at its best in Undiscovered Country.
Yeah,
with
that's
Sulu's ship.
Yeah,
But it's not an NX class. Like this is the prototype class.
yeah, but this is
right
the
now.
same. This is the
But it
same
is-
hull.
Yeah, it's the same ship though.
Yeah, they just rebuild it a little bit. Like they put the Bussard collecting nacelles on it and stuff. They talk about it's
Yeah.
canonical that this is the same ship.
No, it's the same ship, but it's like upgraded.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Super
And
chat.
Planet X with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Planet X, helping to keep the lights on around here. It's one of the greatest ship scenes in Star Trek history.
It's
We're going to get to that.
definitely-
The stealing the Enterprise scene is definitely a good scene.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
one of my favorite scenes.
And the music is great.
yes,
You know.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, my original reaction to the ship was
right. Yeah, I thought that I didn't like the way that they tried to impress upon you how big it is with all the extra windows.
I
And-
honestly thought growing up that at the end of what was it? What would that have been? The end of 4. I thought this would have been the new Enterprise.
Yeah, I was expecting that too, and I think that would have been better
Yeah.
than to have. Well, we're giving you another.
We're just going to rename the Yorktown. There you
Yeah.
go.
Well,
I
there's-
never had a lot of comics, but there was a comic I had actually bought one time. We had gone on a trip up to my grandparents' or my grandmother's house, and I picked it up along the drive. And it actually, I think it was after this movie, and I'm pretty sure it was before Voyage Home, because it proposed that
was when Kirk was captain of the Excelsior.
Kirk was actually captain of the Excelsior. Yeah. So it's not just any one of us that actually thought that this would be what they were given when they got back, but people expected it.
Thomas, the awesomeness pots. Can you smell what's in the pots? See what
If you smell.
Says I like the Excelsior except the bridge. Like I said, I think the bridge is definitely the weakest part of the ship, but I definitely think this is the worst the Excelsior ever looked. The Excelsior looks way better when we see its return in Star Trek 6. And of course, in TNG, when they use the Excelsior hull for the Excelsior class, it looks pretty good. Not a fan of the Enterprise B, like you said. I think that adding on the bits to the sides look kind of dumb.
Yeah.
And it's like, then why is it that in TNG all the Excelsior ships don't have bits on the side?
How is it Ferris Bueller's lackey was captain of that ship? That always blew my mind.
Well, and obviously, and yeah, why was this guy captain anyway? Because he was obviously not that good a captain.
Yeah. Asking a retired captain to take over for him. It's like, what's wrong with you, man?
All right, so then we get.
Although I wish he would have, because then he wouldn't have died the first time. But that's fine.
Uhura helps not Tom Cruise into the closet while she
with her so glow, baby, so glow.
Yeah. And then we find out what a racist Scotty is by saying that he compares everybody to 2 chimpanzees in the cadet.
Yeah.
And there's Chekhov in his best costume of the entire.
God, he looks like a Catholic schoolboy.
He looks like he should be on the. He looks like he should be on a box of oatmeal.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's asking for another bowl of porridge or something.
Yeah. There you go. There's the captain, sitting back, filing his nails. By the way, if you're gonna file your nails, you're not gonna do it with the white part of your uniform open. I'm just saying, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
Well, actually, better the white than the red. It would stand out like dandruff.
Well,
I broke the seal. I got to pee again. I'll be right back. Continue. I'll be right back.
Broke the seal.
Don't know.
You've never heard that before?
I have,
No.
but it sounds like you broke your penis.
No. I'll be back.
Danny's penis is broken. Please donate to the Danny Penis Repair Fund.
I was gonna say we'll start a GoFundMe
to fix Danny's penis. That would be hilarious to put something up like that. I know GoFundMe will probably take it down.
So quickly.
But it would be so fun to do that, where you put up a thing where it says like, help us to, get surgery to repair Danny's penis. See how much he's raised. Oh man.
And why does he have a riding crop? Because
he's an a-hole. That's why.
Yeah. Remember, anytime. That's one way to word it.
Well, no, you don't know what the unicorn horn symbolizes?
Yeah.
Okay, so female.
Yeah, well, yeah, because
female fun devices.
Yes, because when Cinnabon was doing the buys, and he kept finding unicorn horns.
Yeah, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, so why does he have a unicorn horn with him all the time?
Because everybody who is a jagoff, that's some kind of officer of some kind.
Thomas's thing on the screen, right?
Yeah, they always do the whole here's this stupid stick, because, and I'm convinced that this is because of Hermann Goering. as in the air marshal for Mr. Mustachio. Because that guy was so flamboyant, he was the only one. He walked around with a stupid little stick thing all the time. And then it got picked up on, and if you look in Hogan's Heroes, the commandant of the Gulag, he always had one.
Thomas.
So
you're right, Stan. Yet another sexy mustache.
Yeah. So it just kind of stuck, and yeah, I mean, it's just kind of used as an embellishment to say this guy's arrogant, and he's going to be unlikable, and we're making sure you know it.
Now, here's a question. This is where they declare yellow alert, to which the captain is like,
"How can there be a yellow alert in space dock?"
Right. But okay, and then the response is, "Sir, somebody's stealing the Enterprise," and which is a great moment for. It's like the only good moment for this captain was like, "I'm on my way."
Yeah.
But with all of that, why is it only yellow alert? Someone is stealing a starship. Starships have massive weapons. General Order 24, anybody? A starship can wipe out a planet.
Fine, Stalag, Thomas.
So, it makes no sense that it's yellow alert. It should be red alert. It should absolutely be red alert.
You think so? Yeah. I don't think it should be red alert. Red alert's like imminent danger, like attacks.
Okay.
Yeah, but remember, there's only 2 alerts. There's yellow and red.
Right. Think about this, Danny. Okay, you're on a Navy base, right? And you're just chilling on the Navy base, and someone steals a missile destroyer. Do you say, "Oh, yellow alert, everybody," or do you go, "Battle stations"? Someone's stealing a weapon of mass destruction.
Red alarm.
Yeah, red alarm. Red alarm. So
anyway, they go off to chase them.
Now, and I got to say, so this shot really kind of shows it. The set for the Excelsior's bridge is so cheap.
They threw the last of their budget at this.
Yeah, they spent like $8.92 on this set. It's absolute crap. It looks like the set from the original series Enterprise.
It's not that bad.
Yes, it is.
It was pretty rough.
It's like an 80s version of it, I guess.
Yeah, and I do like and now, Mr. Scott. Huh? The doors.
The doors.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Aye, sir. I'm working on it.
Yeah, he clearly didn't have all the kit that, clones people's garage door openers.
Yeah.
And then somebody had the audacity. I think it was that fucking, sorry. You had me watch. I hated you for that. After we watched and had such a good time.
Yeah.
The Cinema Sin guy. I'm still pissed at you about that. He's like, well, if he could open the doors, why can't he close them? Do you see how hard a freaking time he had opening the damn doors? You think, come on, man.
Look, I know the Cinema Sins guy gets too nitpicky sometimes, but you guys were acting like he was just so bad.
No, that dude was an asshole. I have no problem saying it. Coming for you, brother. Not that you're watching or ever hear about this.
I would love to.
But I'm coming for you, brother. You're an asshole.
He lives in this area. He's in Nashville.
He's an asshole.
It was anticlimactic doing that. So.
Well, I'm sorry. Maybe
it was. You really did poo-poo all over my good time we had. Don't do that next week. Don't, please. Okay, or if you're gonna start it. Like, watch that first, and then let us have a good time.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
We'll do that.
Don't. Yeah.
And then we'll watch South Park because
I'm not watching South Park.
Yes,
no, I'm not. I refuse to.
Why
I can leave. That's what's great. Because I don't like South Park. It's sophomoric retarded comedy. Stupid.
Wow.
First of all, my ass, you're a poo-poo joke guy. Like in your I texted you never replied. Your predilection for poo-poo jokes concerns me, man. It really does.
Well, you obviously weren't around for my channel when I first started it because my original avatar was a turd. And so
you're definitely a turd.
can just leave if you want. If you hate it that much, I'm not forcing you to be here.
No, but you're a lovable turd. You're my turd.
A lovable turd?
Oh yeah.
No, that's a contradiction. Anyway,
So am I.
but no, it's funny because you get all mad about South Park being retarded, which is not a nice thing to say, by the way.
I never said that word. I
You
said it was
did!
sophomore.
You said it was retarded sophomore and sophomoric. You said that. You absolutely said that. Rewind the frickin' tape. You said that.
You know what? I will. 'Cause I
Rewind the
don't believe you.
tape.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised you said that. When I said first of all, I was trying to say you should.
This shot really kind of shows it. I have no problem saying it.
All right.
Coming for you, brother.
Oh.
Not that you're watching or.
Okay. Was it before or after?
I think it's
going
after
off on after.
Yeah.
After. Okay.
Ever hear about this?
I would love.
But I'm coming for you, brother. You're an asshole.
All right. Hold up.
He's an asshole.
It was anticlimactic.
It really was anticlimactic. Come on. Speed up.
It was. He really did poo-poo all over my.
Let me see if I can double speed this.
Don't do that next week. Don't, please. Or if you're gonna start it. Like,
Playback,
watch that
double
first,
speed. There we
and then
go.
watch it. You know what I mean?
Shh, shh, shh.
I'm not watching South Park.
Oh, there it is. Hold up. Not watching South Park. All right. Put it at normal speed. Let's see what I said.
No, I'm not. I'm confused. I can leave. That's what's great. Because I don't like South Park. It's sophomoric, retarded comedy.
I did say
Ah!
Okay. You're right. I stand corrected. All right. My
Let
bad.
the record show.
Yeah. Your Honor, I rest my case.
Yeah, right. Okay, fine. All right, whatever.
Oh, well.
Anyway,
Okay.
But I would say, Stan Lee even says South Park is more juvenile than the WWE. Yeah. No,
yes,
it is not.
Yes, yes.
You
it
obviously
is.
haven't paid it. You haven't seen it since like season 1 or something because
I haven't watched it since the '90s. So that, yeah.
So you don't know. South Park has got more social commentary than any other show on television right now, and good social commentary.
Stanley, I only get one replay per game. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. You know.
And and in fact, if you like when Jason and I watched the last South Park movie, and what was it called again?
Into the Panderverse.
Yeah, Into the Panderverse, where they got on about it was about Kathleen Kennedy and the destruction of modern franchises and woke culture and all that, and they did an incredible job with it. Because not only did they nail Kathleen Kennedy to the wall, but they also nailed the Phantom Menace to the wall at the same time.
Is that the one where you sent me a clip? It was like, put a girl in it, make her gay, or something like that.
That's
Yeah, and you know what? They
that's-
doubled down on that this week.
They're still making new South Park episodes?
No. Disney's gonna replace Jack Sparrow.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Jack Sparrow's going to be a chick now.
Oh, and it's better. The actress is queer.
Oh, of course she is.
Of course.
And yeah, guys, don't talk about what happens in the new South Park movie because I am going to get Jason and Danny to watch it. Danny just is resisting, but he'll watch it.
Look, you're not the Borg. Resistance is not futile. I'm not watching
Resistance is
it.
futile. You're going to love
I can
it.
always just.
I'm telling you, you're going to actually enjoy it, and that's the thing that's going to piss you off is that you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to be like, "Okay, I was wrong," and you're going to hate saying that, but it's true. Anyways,
Okay.
So
We'll see.
they steal the Enterprise in what is probably the most exciting scene in the movie, and
Can they play Ring Around the Rosie here and then
Yeah.
zoop?
and then the Excelsior breaks.
Yeah.
And now they
Farts.
they find the Spock sickle, who should absolutely be dead.
Yeah, it's like you're exposed. You don't even have underwear
Well,
on.
I don't
you're
know.
dead.
In Naked Time, McCoy was reading Spock's vitals, and his pulse was like over 200, and his blood pressure was practically non-existent. I mean, if your pulse is like 200, he's probably pumping out a lot of heat. So maybe,
maybe I don't know, but it's so
Maybe
contradictory
physiologically
because
he can,
Vulcans are
well-
always talked about. They live on a hot planet and all this nonsense.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, they're from an arid climate. What's interesting is that and yeah, Stanley, not suitable for children is what we're going to watch. That's what I'm talking about. But yes, so Vulcans are from a hot, arid climate, and McCoy even commented, as for that green ice water you call blood. So we don't know what the body temperature of a Vulcan normally is. We know it's not,
You green-blooded inhuman.
they
Thank you,
probably are used to getting their body heat from their environment because they're from Vulcan.
Dude, you know what's funny? I gotta find it. So there is one of the episodes I watched to remind myself, because I've seen all these a million times.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote it in my notes. I'm trying to find it quick enough. But you remember in Star Trek V when he's like in the binocular at the beginning and he's like looking at Kirk climb the mountain and he's talking about like, if I don't get a hold of myself, I'm going to start talking to myself. In the Corbomite maneuver, he says that exact same line.
Yeah.
That's so funny. He was like, if I don't get a hold of myself, I'm going to start talking to myself or something like that. It was funny.
He's talking about because he said something like, if he jumped every time a light came on, then he'd start talking to himself.
Yeah, something like that. And I was like, oh shit! So that was a callback in Star Trek V. So that was cool.
Yeah, except Star Trek V sucked.
It's got its moments, man.
And Ben, I know ice water is not literal, that there's not ice cubes floating in Spock's veins. What I'm saying is that their body temperature is probably lower than a human's because Vulcans depend on their environment.
Shannon, I know. And I've had a nice little drop off in my chat because Joe Cronin has gone live. And a lot of the people over here were Joe Cronin people I met.
Really? Because we actually have a higher total count right now.
Yeah, 5 and 33.
Yeah.
34.
Yeah,
oh shit! What's up, y'all? Can't wait till tomorrow's show. Tomorrow's show is gonna rock. I'm excited for it. I've put in so much homework. This is the most homework I've ever put in for a show.
Thomas. I'll let Jason read that.
Yeah. Hey, we talked about this last week.
We did.
I explained, and on one of the live streams, I explained in the scene. He makes a reference to the fact that he figured out who he was. Super vague.
This is nothing to do with V'ger.
Super vague.
Come on, when he's lying on the bed, he smiles. He's like, Jim. He's like in the motion picture.
But nothing about the scene with Cybok is a callback to that scene.
Okay, saying nothing is an extreme overreach.
No, I think it's an accurate.
No, it's an overreach.
Well, you know what? We're going to have a full-on debate about that one of these times. And
when we get to Star Trek V, we can do it then.
Yeah. Well,
yes.
we will.
We'll dissect that scene.
Yes.
Every 2 weeks. Single word from that whole scene, we'll just rip it to shreds.
Meanwhile, Captain Esteban looks like he's.
Oh, you missed her. You need to play her reaction. That should be like a GIF.
It is, I believe.
Push play. Here we go.
It was right at the end of it.
Perhaps 8 to 10 Earth years of age.
A child. How did he get there?
It is Dr.
Pause. Don't want to copyright strike.
Well, we're going to probably get hit.
That the Genesis effect has in some way
regenerated. Little known fact, that's actually Leonard Nimoy in very advanced prosthetics for the time.
Captain Spock.
Here we go. And show every emotion known to man in one shot.
She's got the best emotional range with her face.
Yeah. That was awesome.
I don't know. It's like she was cast just for that look.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, it's like, and then she's never heard from again.
It's because they all get killed, man. That idiot blows the ship up.
Yeah.
I wanted prisoners.
Well, I love the see, gunner target engine only.
Yeah.
And here's a Cro-Magnon looking mofo right there.
Yeah, right here. A lucky shot, sir.
But stop. Kach.
And so, and you notice, remember, I called it out that Crew called him Pooh, and then he called him Cock, and that's why he shot him.
Ha, ha,
And-
ha, 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 ha.
What?
I guess cock is the Klingon word for sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So let's see. We'll find it here. Because Crow,
Well, the people can't see the subtitles we're covering.
well, I know,
Yeah.
but I'm going to turn up the volume in a second.
For evasive.
Get to after. All right. So you'll notice that the Klingon, we don't know the entire translation because the English subtitles are obviously inaccurate, but Krug says something to the effect that the gunner is a piece of poo, and then he replies that he's or he says something like "suck my cock." Listen.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He absolutely does. Listen carefully.
Come on, pull. Jotunheim.
I wanted prisoners.
No, he just said you're a piece of crap. That's what he said in Klingon. That's because poo is a universal word. All right, so then the response.
But stop. Kach.
Suck my cock. See?
Or he might have been thinking he was hungry and he was trying to say gah.
Dear Lord, please forgive.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of.
He knows not what he says.
Oh, sure. You, like, I'm the crazy one. I get it. All right, so now Spock is a little older for whatever reason, and the microbes are now really, really big. We find out, boy, the sun rises and sets really fast on.
Aravic, to answer your question, is because you see how Jason and I have our mics inches away from our mouth, and his is like a foot away from his. That's why we're louder than him. So,
if this thing would hold the mic a couple inches higher, it would be a lot easier. But I'll try to sit here like this. Is that better?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm asking you. He's the one complaining.
Do I sound louder to you?
I think you sound fine.
But
we also have headphones on, and we can control our volume.
Yeah. So.
All right. So after the cock and balls scene, we go to. Now we have.
He just made soda go up my nose and it burns.
Spit warnings, man.
Yeah. So now we go straight from the cock and balls on Klingons to Saavik and Spock having incestuous sex.
Finger
First of all,
sessions.
First of all,
finger blasting.
That's not true. So I was reading or watching a thing with Nicholas Myers, and that was never the case. And then I watched an interview with Leonard Nimoy. So you know how, and I thought it was weird. So you guys probably didn't know about this. Remember at the end of this movie where Saavik has this weird look and she like looks down when Spock is walking by everybody?
Because she's pregnant?
So, no. The direction Spock gave her was, what if you saw an old lover that you'd moved on because he'd been dead and he came back, how would you react? And that's why so they never considered Saavik a daughter figure. I don't know where you got that from. I don't know where you got that from.
It goes back to when they were originally writing the screenplay. Saavik was going to be the daughter.
Do you know how many versions? I watched this What Culture thing. There were like 10 versions of the screenplay.
But that's one of the big problems. Is that some of these
Saavik was originally a dude in the first screenplay. Same name, but it was a dude. Did you know that?
Yeah. So, and dudes can be half Vulcan, half Romulan, and the children of Spock just as much as chicks can.
All right.
And that would have made this scene a lot more interesting.
You are a sick man.
I wonder, because first of all, I wonder if there are gay Vulcans or if that's not logical. And if there are gay Vulcans, do their fingers work on other dudes?
First of all, my brother's gay. Got no problem with gay people. However,
I'm not saying that's people?
No, I'm prefacing what I'm about to say. Being gay is illogical because you can't procreate when you're gay.
So now Danny's gone to homophobe.
No, Jesus Christ. That's why I Oh my God.
You can't say something like that without it being labeled as homophobic. You know that.
Oh my God. All right. It's okay.
Yeah. Brokeback Vulcan. Yes, that's it. But anyway, and I kind of, the problem is, except for this scene, I really like the idea of Saavik being Spock and the Romulan commander's love child.
Anyway,
I thought that was a brilliant idea. It's
yet
too bad-
another reason why Valeris would have been much better for this movie.
Yes, because then you could have eliminated that problem. But
Yeah.
when you think about it, with the themes of Star Trek II, it also would have made sense to introduce Saavik as the long-lost child of Spock in the same movie that we meet David, the long-lost child of Kirk.
You know what's funny about this GK design? If you go to supportsalty.com and watch our live watch along, that may or may not have come up.
Danny very much likes Transwarp Drive. In fact, you've
Look,
liked
man,
Transwarp
look.
Drive at least twice, right?
No.
Yes.
It was that one time, and I was catfished, I was tricked, and I don't want to talk about it. I thought we promised or we agreed that was not going to come up again.
I don't remember that agreement. Do you remember that agreement, Jason?
Super
And
chat.
Eric, thank you so much with a $5 super chat. By the way, new record for the night. We're at 40 people watching total. So thank you, everybody that's watching. So sounds better. Thanks, Salty. Here's for a new mic stand. If you don't have to sit up. I'm being lazy and not listening hard enough. I actually would. This is a great mic stand, but it just won't hold the mic high enough.
So, as much as I blow this mic stand, Jason, it's got this, it's not, something's happening. Like it's supposed to be heat like this. But
Yeah, that's the same problem I have. And
this
we have
leaning problem.
You have the Elgato, right?
Yeah.
We have the same mic stand.
See, what the heck, man? Something like it's great in the beginning and then just slowly
I think
degrades.
you're muted, Jason. I think it's just because Jason has a lighter mic.
That's got to be it. I have the entire. I bought the bundle. This is the Elgato mic,
right?
The pop filter, the stabilizer, the stand. Like
right,
this should be perfect.
I get that, but I'm saying if Jason's mic weighs less, then that could be why his has an easier time staying up.
There's a joke there, but I'm going to leave it alone.
That Jason can keep it up better than you.
Again, I said I'm going to leave it alone.
But Jason's is smaller.
Oh, but you know what? Stan didn't leave it alone, so there we go. All righty. Cheers.
Yeah, but Jason's is also smaller, so there's that.
I am bummed. I don't have food. I was really looking forward to going to the grocery store with Miss Betty so I could get food. Well, so I'm going to have to whip out something out of the I think I got an old can of Hormel chili. That's
Speaking of whipping it out, check that out right there. Ooh, man,
wow.
That is
oh, wow. I thought you were about to say, speaking of whipping it out, and you were going to ask me to, whip it out again.
I'm not going to. Why would I ask you to do that? I'm just saying, Spock here is really having a good time. Remember, he grabs her hand.
No, I mentioned that. He's just aggressively grabs her hand. It's like, yeah, let me get that. Yeah. Let me get dirty.
Yeah, that was horrible right there. I gotta say that was nightmarish.
Got a little aggressive on your own part there.
Yeah. I was just doing my good impersonation of. See, this bothers me. Kirstie Alley didn't have the pointed eyebrows, and she didn't have the permy hair. Like, come on, man. It's like,
yes, I know she doesn't look like Saavik. We all agree.
Uh-oh.
What?
Even Stan says, don't mention whipping it out around Danny.
Yeah, that's always a mistake.
I was in a bad place. I'd fallen off the wagon. I've not had a drink in at least a week. So.
And have you drank since then?
Well, how long has it been? No, that's what I'm saying.
All right, good. Well, keep it up. That's all I ask is, because you've been doing so much better lately. So, don't drink. It's bad for you.
Well, it's because I don't. Yeah, no, yeah. I'm one of those guys.
I mean, it is really bad for you.
I know.
So,
it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
So here we get, and I thought this was interesting to kind of show the difference in the way Klingons think compared to humans, because when they scan the Enterprise, he calls it a Federation battle cruiser. And I've
Battle
never,
cruiser.
and I never, because we've always called it the Klingon battle cruiser before it was called the D7. At this point in real world history, there was no such thing as a D7. It was just the Klingon battle cruiser and then the Katinga. And
John
so,
Larroquette's got some really aggressive Klingon ridges going on there.
which is funny because he's the science officer
Yeah.
and kind of the wimpiest of them all. But but I do like the Klingon battle cruiser line. I just thought, or the Federation battle cruiser line. I really like the way that sounded because I was like, we always call their ships battle cruisers because we think they're aggressive. Maybe they do the same thing. Like maybe.
Well, the Enterprise is what, like 3 times bigger than their ship,
Yeah, but it's still like the Enterprise is the equivalent of a Klingon D7. And so if you and we always called the D7 a Klingon battle cruiser.
Uh-oh. I feel a dad joke coming on. How many Klingons does it take to change a light bulb? I don't know, Michael. Tell us. How many does it take?
I'm afraid to find out the answer to this one.
I'm not. I really want to know.
So the Enterprise is showing up. Everybody.
Uh-oh. And what do I find? A weakling human,
Yeah.
a Vulcan boy, and a woman.
That's racist, speciest, and sexist in 10 seconds flat. Oh, and ageist too. So he throws everything in there.
It was like he was on a scavenger hunt and he was just checking all the boxes.
That's like
right.
It's the opposite of the list they use for casting now.
I can't get over Savik's hair. I know I said this a million times on Saturday, but it's bugging the shit out of me. It's
and
nuts.
her ears don't even look right. Her ears look like an elf. So,
Yeah. She looks like she should be in Lord of the Rings, not Star Trek. Get out of here. It's like, Michael, I'm still waiting for the punchline. Come on.
Yeah, what's up? You how many Klingons does it take to change a light bulb? We're waiting for the answer.
Come on, man.
Oh, none. Burned out light bulbs. What? I can't. Okay.
Hold up. What does that say? Hold up. None.
Why don't you highlight it?
Yeah. Burned out light bulbs are without honor.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
That was really bad. Yeah,
if
and
one more mother effer texts me about that stupid press conference. Oh my God.
Guys, remember to super chat anything you know about the press conference.
No, don't. I will leave. We got more to do. Come on, let's keep it going.
I'm trying. All right, so, and of course this does bug me, and I know CinemaSins called it out, but I'm still going to call it out too. Why the heck can Krug beam up without them lowering the cloak?
I thought we talked about. No, we did talk about.
I know,
this.
and they
stayed consistent.
It is consistent, but
across
it makes no
all
sense.
kinds of stuff.
But it makes no sense because the transporter has got to use more power.
Stop bringing it up. I've already said 5 times yes.
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm wearing my CM Punk shirt?
Remember,
yes.
Stan, super chat.
Oh my God. Anyway. No, I disagree with that. But we actually had this conversation on Saturday.
Because it would only be a problem if later on they suddenly never could.
I understand that. I get that. I'm not saying they're inconsistent, which is rare for Star Trek. But I'm saying it makes no sense because based on what they do, the torpedo actually uses almost no power. Because all you got to do is open up the tube and shoot it forward. But the transporter has got to use a ton of power. Now, the reason the Romulans needed to decloak before they could fire was because it wasn't a torpedo, it was a plasma weapon. And it took a ton of power to build up that plasma ball.
Yeah, the disruptor pulse or whatever, yeah.
And so it makes no sense.
So here's a really bad joke in honor of Michael. So a Klingon a Romulan and a Cardassian walk into a bar. The human bartender says, "You two fine gentlemen can drink for free if you both first kill that piece of filth." The Klingon, Romulan, and Cardassian all disintegrate each other, and the human bartender goes back to his crossword puzzle.
So next, Kirk makes.
Oh, we got another one here. Hold up. This is awesome. How many Romulans does it take to change a light bulb? 151. 1 to change it, and 150 to self-destruct the ship in disgrace.
Hey. See, I get so mad about how this. That's what makes me mad about this movie is because this movie.
LD, you showed up way too late. He was roasting your ass like an hour ago when I first texted you. But welcome to the party, pal.
Hey, LD. But yeah, so so Kirk renders the Klingon cloaking device completely irrelevant by pointing at the screen and saying, "Oh, look, there it is."
No, he was like, "Look at that distortion." It's like a...
Yeah, but the distortion looked like the bird of prey. You telling me nobody looked out the freaking window in all of Trek before this?
The only time I've ever seen
not.
anybody look out a window, wasn't it in Strange New Worlds? Was it?
At the back window.
No, it was in Picard actually, where they were.
Was it in Picard?
Yeah, Picard in the back window of the.
They were
Titan.
literally looking out the windows.
They were,
By the
yeah,
way,
yeah.
If you were actually, because the viewing screen is one thing, because it can zoom in and stuff. But if you're actually looking out the window, you ain't gonna see crap.
No, Michael, it's more like the plane from Fantasy Island.
That was last time.
Yeah, that would have been Star Trek too.
Previously on Star Trek.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, and I like target engines only. You get it this time after he killed the other guy.
Understood. So they only have one working photon torpedo bay, huh? Because that other one's just
the
smashed to
launcher.
bits.
Yeah, because remember the other one's all cut up from.
Yeah.
From
But somehow
Fantasy
it works
Island.
fine. Even though in Star Trek 2 they had to remove the grates and everything to load the torpedoes. And Scotty even comments here that he didn't expect to take the ship into combat, but somehow the torpedoes are primed and ready.
Actually,
he automated stuff.
I'm actually more surprised that there was any torpedoes on board at all.
Yeah,
But-
why would there even be torpedoes on
So we actually, Michael, we talked about this. You really do need to subscribe to supportsalty.com. Would you like to answer this question, the theory that you had about why there was more damage in 3 than there was in 2 on the Enterprise? Remember, we talked about this. You had a theory.
Did I?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? You had a theory because you said that they probably ran into some more trouble because they had to go back to SETI Alpha
No, that's
to
not
pick
me.
up the... That wasn't you?
No.
Am I confusing that with somebody
I'm
else?
assuming it must be somebody else with a,
I have seen
with
videos that
a
have
headcanon
speculated
theory
that,
that
Okay.
they had other issues.
Damn, I watched too many podcasts, I guess. I thought it was you. All right, my bad. Anyway, headcanon theory is they ran into some more trouble in between, 2 and 3.
Man, that burst of smoke in Sulu's face just almost looks racist.
Oh, yeah, it looks like a Mr. Roshi mustache.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Mr. Roshi.
He's like, oh, I hold the console. It's like-
I am Master Roshi.
So yeah, so smoke.
That was a good pause. That's kind of funny. Yeah.
Smoke is now officially racist in Star Trek. We get the put him on screen moment
Put
here.
him on screen.
And Krug, has Kirk talk to everybody. He's like, wait a minute, the Vulcan, is he alive? And he's like, yep.
Mm.
And so then he's like, kill one of them, and he kills David, and David dies like a wuss, and does Kirk feel it?
Yeah.
You know?
He does the whole stumble and
Yeah, right here.
yeah.
Admiral, Jason is dead. See how good I could imitate her? And like right here, just bam.
Yeah. That's right. That's right up there with getting
Yeah.
down into the engine room, honestly, from the previous movie.
Danny, you crying?
He's
No.
he is. You're crying.
Klingon bastards. You killed my son. Oh my God, so good.
If we get content ID'd on that, that would be hilarious. It's like, no, that's Danny saying that. That's not Kurt.
By the
Klingon
way,
bastards.
why is it his shirt is mauve later?
What?
Is it?
Isn't his shirt like a different color when he's on the planet?
No, I think it's just the lighting, man. It's just his shirt's been pink the whole. It's just the blue light.
No,
It's
it looks
just
like
it's white. It's like a light. It's like
yeah, it
an
looks like
off
it's
cream white.
here.
Yeah.
You know, Michael, we talked about that, and I like to agree with Jason. We think it was a happy accident. We think he accidentally
Yeah.
tripped backwards.
Yeah. I don't know that was directable. I think it just happened.
Yeah. Damn, you skipped way ahead. That was crazy.
We're
You
trying-
skipped
I'm
the
trying to
destruction of
help
the
out.
Enterprise. No, we got it. No, you got to go. Get out of there. Come on, go back. Don't skip that. You're killing me.
Fine. There.
Yeah.
No, go back to like 5,
What?
4,
Jeez.
3. Get out of there.
Yeah, right here.
Seems to be the only thing talking.
Yeah.
Now this just shows
7,
how stupid
6.
he is.
5.
He doesn't know
4.
English.
He doesn't know English. Apparently Krug does.
Yeah.
Get out of there.
Yeah, you said that like 18 times now.
Get out.
One more time.
Marty. 88 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that he channeled his crew for the 88
Yeah,
miles.
Right.
And there goes the Enterprise.
Oh man. I want to see it. The skyline shot where it's like,
Mm.
what you always do, turn death into a fighting chance to live.
Do, 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 do.
Ah.
Would you feel as somber if instead of the Enterprise that was like Spock's corpse?
Jesus.
Coming in
Oh,
and
yeah, that's-
well, I mean, because the Enterprise is as much a character as any of the characters.
Yeah, I know, but like that was dark.
Hmm.
So then they find the Klingons where and they had to get their American Werewolf in London shot in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And granted this was
ILM had to get their money's worth,
Yeah, it would have been ILM, yeah.
yeah. But I just think this shot was unnecessary. This was,
You got to wonder if it wasn't somebody who knew somebody and
yeah, they said, hey, we can get the American Werewolf in London prosthetics. Oh, great. We'll figure out a way to work that in.
Yeah, because that was 81. So yeah, it would have been.
no. I'm gonna have to go upstairs get another bottle. I'm out.
Another bottle of what?
Soda. Look at how little that
I
is.
can't see. I'm trying. I'm.
You can't see my
No,
screen?
he's not watching us. He's watching his other
Oh,
screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
gone.
I mean, yeah.
And Thomas
For
says
for
more-
Jason's sake, I'll just drink this and make it last. until we're done.
Jason, bring up Thomas's last comment for Danny.
Shots fired.
You know, hey, I'll take it. Like I don't know if you were here earlier, Thomas, when I said this. I literally, as an experiment to try to, in the words of Joe Cronin, desensitize myself so I could stop crying, even when I hear a music cue, which is fucking shameful. I watched that scene like 15 times in a row, and I cried every time. I just can't. I don't know what is wrong with my brain. I just can't help it. It's like, it's embedded in my
maybe
DNA.
if you start to learn that your cat is not loving you when it's trying to-
Whoa, hey man, why you gotta bring my cat into this?
See?
Don't listen to him, Goku. Don't listen to him. It's
Yeah,
not-
and then tonight when Goku abuses you again.
Look, it's not that bad. It'll heal. Okay, it's
See?
not that. Look, it's not that bad.
Dude,
It'll
do you
heal.
understand how much you sound like an abused woman when you say that?
God. Oh, Jesus.
Do you not understand? Do you really don't? You don't get it. You sound exactly like an abused woman when you say that.
When I am finished, with this, guys, Should I watch Miri or What Little Girls Are Made Of first? I got to watch them both.
You should watch Miri over and over and over.
Okay, so I will watch What Little Girls
By
Are
the
Made
way,
Of first.
you know, just so you guys know, thanks to Thomas Potts for letting me know because I didn't realize it. But Marvels is now on Disney Plus, so I put it on last night. And
Oh, who gives a shit?
and
Did you watch it?
I put it on. I'm trying to. If you wouldn't
I'll shut up.
interrupt.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, I put it on and I promptly fell asleep.
Excellent. There's the review.
Yeah. And honestly, yeah, I'm going to...
Dude, go to criticlist.com and just make that your review. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Give it a 0. Make that your review.
No, I wouldn't give it a 0 because it wasn't that bad. It's just boring.
Prince Valium will be jealous.
Yeah. I'd probably... You know what? Honestly... Now, I haven't finished watching it, so I'm going to try to rewatch it tonight and actually stay awake through it. But I would, at this point, give it a 5 because it's literally, it put me to sleep.
It's a paint dry.
Yeah.
Do 5. No, 5 out of 100. That because Critic List is 100.
No, it's okay. If it's out of 100, 50.
Really? You'd give it a 50?
No, but
I've seen the whole thing, and I wouldn't even give it a 50.
No, but that's
Oh my
him
God.
using his ranking process of below is hate. 5 is the split decision.
Aravic, Goku did not attack me. We were in bed together because he sleeps with me every night, and he was crawling over me, and I was sleeping like this. You know, sometimes you sleep with your arm behind your back, and when he was crawling across, his back foot claw caught, you know, because this is flabby. You know, I need to go to the gym, and it just caught it.
You're blaming yourself for the cat hurting you.
It was an accident, bro. Jesus.
It was not an accident. Cats don't do anything by accident.
All right. Wow. Shatner looks like he's holding in a piss. That's a weird pause. Let's get back to this.
Yeah, that's the... but he's standing over David's corpse, you know.
Well, I can't see because Jason's face is in the way.
Well, he's standing over Jason's head.
Yeah, it looks like he's about to piss on Jason's head, is what it looks
does,
like.
actually. It looks like he's like, okay, let me aim for his head here. And so...
So you passed over it. Scotty gave a very somber look as Kirk put his jacket over his dead son.
Yeah. And then Kirk taunts Krug. Krug comes down and single-handedly beats everybody. I mean, this is
over there.
Yeah.
Oh, but Kirk.
And then this is what really shows how tactical Krug thinks. Because Kirk says you should beam the Vulcan up, and he's like, no. He's like, but why? Because you wish it. Yes.
You got to say it in the voice, man. Come on, you can do it.
I can't do his voice very well.
Because you wish it. It's not that hard. It's like a whisper. It's like a gravelly whisper.
It's not that hard for you. I can't even.
Yeah, it's easy for you.
I can do freaking. I can do what's his face, the villain from. I can do Dr. Claw. I cannot do his voice.
See, I can do the Martian from the Bugs Bunny cartoons, but I can't do him. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
But the because you wish it line.
You fool. Exhilarating, isn't it? If we stay here, we'll die. Then that's the way it shall be.
Yeah, pretty much.
Close enough. So, that is the worst shot right there. The way, I mean, it looks like Kirk's head just inflated.
Man, you can really see where that toupee's weaved into his sides in this shot.
Yeah.
That rat's nest.
I swear I'm not bald. I'm not bald.
Hey, man, to his credit, he's like 102, and he's still rocking hair. So, I mean, he's you know, only his Undertaker will know.
No, everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
Okay, only his Undertaker will know for sure.
Speaking of the Undertaker, wasn't he at the press conference?
No, he was an asshole. Thank you.
So
Undertaker's retired. So, okay, go back. I want you to repeat something you said.
Right, the difference between old and new.
When Kirk tried to, because I was like, this is a teachable moment for everybody, because if you go to supportsalty.com and watch it, you can see the light bulb go off in my head, because I was telling Salty, I never understood why Kirk offered to help this dude up when this dude was basically, I mean, he didn't physically kill his son, but why his son's dead.
Right.
And
that's because
Salty
Kirk,
answer.
yeah.
Yes.
Kirk is an actual hero. He's not an anti-hero. Oh, and
Super chat.
It's the Libyans.
It's the Libyans.
No.
Another Back to the Future reference there.
And no, it was definitely not the Libyans. But thank you, Krug. No, it's because Kirk is actually a hero. And this is before the modern era where everybody's an a-hole, right? So let me explain what being a hero means. It means you never, ever, ever commit murder. It means that when Batman and Batman Begins is a good movie, but the worst moment in that movie was Batman saying, I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you. He killed him by not saving him. All right. Kirk does what a hero should do, which is once your enemy is defeated, you want to make sure they're okay, that they're not dead. He tried to do that for the Romulan commander in Bounds of Terror. He tries to do it all through his career. Until you get to New Trek when, Chris
Look at
Pine,
this. I got goosebumps from you explaining this.
Yeah.
How weird is that?
When Chris Pine's Kirk is like, Nero's like, I'd rather die 1,000 times than take help from you. And he's like, okay, fine. Fire everything we have at a ship that's literally falling apart.
That made no damn sense.
Yeah,
That was bullshit.
That's what we became, is that we've gone from a society that cheers on the hero who's willing to hold out his hand. That's literally what's happening in this shot. Hold out his hand for the man who murdered his son. We went from that to, oh, I don't like you, so I'm just going to shoot you dead because you're the bad guy and I'm the hero. And people say, oh, well, what's wrong with society? That's what's wrong with society.
No, and then explain the next part like you did to me on Saturday. Again, guys, supportsalty.com. He doesn't have it up yet, but he will. I roast him enough. He'll probably upload it tonight.
Okay, well, you mean sorry. So then what happens in some of these old
Yeah, because like somebody might, like me in the past, might have been like, well, he still kills him though.
Right. But the reason that Kirk ends up killing Krug is an act of self-defense, which is okay. Because Krug, after Kirk offers to help him, tries to pull Kirk off the ledge. Right?
Oh, good pause. Good pause. Yeah.
And so now at this point, Krug, and I will say this to Krug's credit, all right? Krug is a true Klingon. Because
he's got red blood, though. Doesn't look like Pepto-Bismol. What's up with that?
That's because this is before the Pepto-Bismol thing happened.
Oh, okay. All right.
But Krug is like, no, I'm not going to accept help from a human. I'm going to take him down with me. That's how a Klingon would think.
Yes.
It's, especially the modern honor-driven Klingons.
Apologize.
Right.
It's not that. Yeah.
Yes, not the I apologize. And unfortunately, it's not the old original series scallywag Klingons. But the honor-driven Klingons would absolutely say there's no honor in accepting help, but there could be honor in dragging him down. And so...
And as a side note, supportsalty.com, watch this video. He goes on a tirade about honor from the beginning. Don't do it now.
I won't.
Save a little taste for people. Supportsalty.com. Anyway.
But yeah, but when Kirk smashes him in the face and gives the I've had enough of you line, yes, the I've had enough of you is funny.
I have had enough of you.
Mm.
Yes, that's what he says.
No, I was, Melphis Sky, I was,
Oh, and I was digging because I saw Michael make a statement question about Edward James Olmos for this part. And yes, that is the truth. He was originally going to be cast for it. And the reason why Harv said no, and I already had this guess before I even got to read it. Edward is small.
Yeah, they needed somebody that could beat up Kirk.
No,
well,
I love Christopher Lloyd in this part.
Yeah. You don't have small Klingons, and Christopher Lloyd is 6'1" plus boots, and Edward is small. He's only 5'9", and if you go back to the early 80s, he was slight. Like if you look at Edward James Olmos in Blade Runner, he's not a very imposing man.
Check out, before we get to the super chat, check out this comment from Michael.
Picard didn't offer to save. Yeah, but you see, that's where the change happened in Generation 2.
Yeah.
And
Super chat.
all right, so thank you, Lancer with $2. Thank you so much, Lancer. Seriously, thank you. But it says the honor-driven Klingons that use cloak ships. I do have a problem with that. Yeah, I will admit. But
they got that technology from the Romulans, according to your theory video, right?
The Klingons basically and this was not just my theory. This is what pretty much all fans believed up until actually most fans still do. Is that so there was some kind of Klingon Romulan alliance, which is why the Romulans started using Klingon designed ships in the original series. When the truth was because the shooting model was damaged. And then when we fast forward to Star Trek 3, Klingons have cloaking devices. Well, that makes perfect sense now, because remember, the Romulans did not have warp drive according to the dialogue in Balance of Terror. So they got warp drive from the Klingons, and Klingons got cloaking devices from the Romulans. That's a fair trade.
Yeah.
And
I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah, because that helps both of them immensely.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that the Klingons are now this Bushido level honor society. And what is the honor in sneaking up on your enemy and stabbing him in the back? Which is all a cloak ship can do.
Oh, I can't wait till we get to Undiscovered Country.
And we actually literally see that in this movie, because the bird of prey comes up behind the Grissom and then blows it up. So... Yeah.
Ben One Eye has a question for you, Salty. I just threw it on the screen.
Yeah, bad writing.
Okay. Yeah. No. I will say this, and I did an extensive video about it. I'm gonna re-edit it and put it back up because I think it was a brilliant video. Mm-hmm. If you do the math,
pat yourself on the back a little bit more. Come on.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
If you do the math, it all works out fine. If you look at the map that you see in Balance of Terror, and the position of Romulus, Remus, the neutral zone, the Enterprise, and all the scales that you can calculate from that map, at sublight speed, a Klingon ship could reasonably get from Romulus and Remus to...
You mean a Romulan ship?
Romulan ship could get from Romulus or Remus to the neutral zone in less than 2 days, sublight speed. And so there's no problem as far as that's concerned.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. So at the same time, I'm sure that, because if you look at the Balance of Terror redo in Strange New Worlds, even though I like the episode, those Romulans clearly had warp drive. So, whatever. But maybe it was inferior warp drive.
One of these days, hopefully, they'll just admit it's not canon.
Yeah.
It's a different timeline. Yeah.
It's canon. It's just a different timeline.
Yeah. Hopefully it's a different timeline. Yeah.
All right. So crew goes for a mud bath in lava. Kirk sees another sunrise on Genesis and grabs now Leonard Nimoy's body and beams him up.
Moats! Charlie 2!
And then we get the great scene with Maltz, played by Larroquette. He's like, I do not deserve to live. Fine, I'll kill you later.
I'll kill you later.
Yeah. And then later, of course, he's like, you said you would kill me. I lied.
I lied. Very reminiscent of Commando. You said you would kill me last.
And that's more Kirk for you. I will tell you, if this movie were made today, Kirk would have shot him dead.
Yeah. Sadly, yeah.
He's like, I do not deserve to live. So Kirk would have been like, okay, and then move on.
Evaporated,
and everybody would have gotten a good laugh out of it, and we wouldn't have thought about the.
I like this better. Fine, I'll kill you later. And then he was like, you said you would kill me. I lied. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because the Klingons would expect you to kill him. And the funny
let him be like working a slave mine on Vulcan until his dying days.
Think about it. If you go back, and I know we haven't gotten to obviously the later seasons of the original series yet, but when we do, if you look at Day of the Dove, the Klingons genuinely believed that Starfleet was this brutal terrorist regime that was capturing Klingons and putting them into death camps. That's what the Klingons thought.
What I really liked about What was the episode? I was talking about with
Miri,
the
your favorite?
Klingons. No, I haven't watched that one yet. I mean, I've seen it before.
Errand of Mercy
the,
is the one you were talking about.
Errand of Mercy.
Yeah.
I like, and if my memory serves, this happens again in a couple other episodes. The reverence the Klingons have for Kirk. They're like, oh, you know, like they just like, I want to challenge
Captain
myself
of
against
the
Kirk.
USS Enterprise.
Yeah, you know, like you are a worthy opponent, you know, kind of thing. So,
and that was the one thing that
I just got a warning due to limited bandwidth. So if I drop out again, it just gave me.
I'm going to mess up his name. Jason, help me out. Is it Calicos? How do you say his name? The guy that played Core.
That is an excellent question because I don't
research department.
I gotta see it to be
Errand of Mercy.
Yeah. He was also Baltar in the original Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay. Oh, he was. I did not know that.
Yeah, when we get to the original Battlestar,
learn something new.
Yeah, you'll see a lot.
And he got flirted.
He's gone. Thomas thinks I should fire you.
John Colicos.
So, with his performance, and I know Danny can't hear me now, but what I was saying was that showed a hint of at least there's some, like the Klingons are a warrior race. You know, they're not, so they believe in combat and war and battle and stuff. I just don't buy the Bushido thing.
Well, they just decided to lean into it hard as time went on. So,
all right. So moving on, McCoy wants to make out with Spock, but decides not to. The bird of prey comes back to. Oh, and this is one of those. Let me see if I can get to the actual shot. Hopefully, Danny comes back soon. Okay, not this shot. Death by Rabies says fire Danny. Well, Danny's doing a good job of firing himself today. Come on. Man. Bird of prey coming in for a landing. And we'll give it a minute so we don't get in too much trouble.
Yeah.
Man.
So what are you looking for?
You'll see in just a second. I mentioned it on when we were watching it, but I didn't realize the scene was. There we go, right here. This shot,
come on.
This is the
today's episode brought to you by T-Mobile. Sucks. Yeah. Jesus, man.
You want internet, but you don't want it all the time. T-Mobile.
T-Mobile. What I missed? Sorry.
He was just trying to get himself to the shot here.
I was trying to get to this particular.
It's almost perfect timing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you notice, this shot is the same location, just done with more grandeur, but it's the same location as a mock time.
Yeah. You said
You said that Saturday. Well,
yeah.
I mean, we say that, but the fans don't know, or the
right. But
whatever.
So you can see the steps.
Watching.
You can see the steps going up Mount Salea there, and the pond where Kirk and Spock fought is right there.
Yeah.
So this is where Spock was going to marry T'Pring.
Yeah.
What the F? Really? This is not my fault, Death by Rabies. Wow. And Thomas, no, I need my ref. We can't fire him. Like he's the meat in the sandwich here. He keeps us like separated,
He's the meat in the sandwich.
Got to keep him separated.
That's a weird way to put it. All right. So then, they do the foul tour pan, which involves having a bunch of nearly naked women
for 5 minutes and some
stand around
music and stuff.
Jason, I do want to thank you. On your Plex server, your version of Wrath of Khan is the director's cut.
It is.
Yeah. Why we didn't watch that all together?
Well,
I don't understand.
Shut up.
Okay. Sorry.
Jeez, man.
That boy back there, he's my son. Fascinating.
Yeah, that was a rough scene.
Yeah.
That we could make like a special cut and just delete that part.
Just delete that part. That's the only bad part, really,
Yeah.
Well, and I honestly there's a couple the scene of the people in regular one having their discussion about Reliant coming, I think was better in the theatrical version.
Really, I like the director's cut.
Yeah,
And if the Admiral can't see that, well, he's as blind as a Tiberian bat.
not that,
Sir. No, I know. I was just.
No, you were just going back to the trainee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should have kept all that stuff in with Scotty and that kid, man.
Yeah, that's the worst
Yeah.
crime
Peter.
in that whole edit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so apparently, according to Talar, I think is her name, the Faltor Pan has only been done in ages past and then only legend, and yet she knows how to do it.
Yeah, I know. That's a highly contradictory statement.
Yeah. It's like, oh, nobody has ever done this. But
Well,
I'll do it.
well, hold up. Haven't you ever been like, I don't know, trained for something, like, but never actually ever did it, but you would train for it, so you were like in a simulated fake, like you trained
But
for
this
it.
is something that's
you never
only
actually did
legendary in ancient times.
Well, maybe she studied on it and never tried it, and this was her first try, and she got lucky. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's just kind of the clunky writing that sneaks into everything. It's just like the whole.
That's honestly.
It's like in Star Wars. I want to get this out. That you had that whole. It was only 20 or 30 years, even in the understanding before we got the prequels back, and there were Jedi everywhere. But you have this stupid. I've been all over the galaxy line from Han Solo, and I ain't seen no this, that, or the other thing. And it's like,
but you were alive 20 years ago when Jedi.
And then they pulled the same stunt when we jump forward to The Force Awakens.
Right.
And no,
like, wow.
No, it's not Arabic. This is a different one.
Yeah, it's a different lady.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. It's not good, but it's a device that seems to keep cropping up in writing, and it's not just in Star Trek.
But with the Faltor Pan, it makes no sense. She should have just said,
we don't do this often because reasons.
Yeah, it's very dangerous, but we'll try. And meanwhile, she says it's not logical, but I do like this. So CinemaSins points out, so what is logical apparently is to have 3 women stand there with their right hand in the air for no reason.
Fuck
Rituals.
CinemaSins. No, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Come on, that's true. How is that logical?
Maybe it's just some ritual,
like
it's
a ritual
ancient.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but the Vulcans don't need ritual. They're logical.
By his standard, then the split V hand is stupid.
No, because
because that's ritual.
That's sign language. Just standing there doing this doesn't mean anything.
No, CinemaSins needs to take a pill.
You need to take a pill.
I take lots of pills. Well, I don't take as many as
Yeah. See, that's the problem right there. You've been taking. I take lots of pills. Where are the pills?
Oh, that reminds me. I got to take my medicine. Thank you.
So, then we get your name is Jim. The end.
Your name is Jim.
Yeah, and then everyone's smiling and shaking hands, and Leonard is being very careful to not stand up straight too much because everyone around him is short.
And another thing we talked about, why did he change the line from I have been and always shall be to I ever shall be. Yeah.
Because it's a new start?
Yeah, but that
doesn't
make any sense because he said
I'm just taking a guess.
But if he's because then he says the ship out of danger. He's remembering.
Yeah, it's supposed to be remembering.
But why is he remembering something he didn't say?
Well, he's broken because remember they do send him back to school in the beginning of the next movie.
Well, no, I mean, so here's my thing that always kind of bothered me. He did the upload into McCoy when he goes, remember. Yeah. So this Spock shouldn't remember anything that happens after that point. Don't you think? Because
he's got Spock's Katra. And we do learn, remember, in Enterprise, when Archer has the Katra of Surak, he is able to totally talk to Surak and learn about Vulcan history. So I don't have a problem with all of Spock's memory being in his Katra. Because
All
basically
right.
the idea is the Katra is your consciousness.
Yeah, but like I'm just thinking about it as a computer guy. If I upload something at a
Yeah,
certain
but
point
computers don't have souls.
and I do stuff afterwards and I don't save it, it's gone. It's lost forever. You know what I mean? Like that's why I this part was weird to me. Because I didn't feel like this version of Spock should have remembered that stuff. You know, he should have remembered everything up until remember, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, okay. But you're a fellow
Oh, so
IT guy.
I
so-
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So
The
he shouldn't
before
remember-
he
You're
before
right.
he went in the chamber of death, everything before that fine. Although the repetition of the the question would still be relevant, but it should have been reworded
Yeah.
so that it didn't appear as though he was reliving the experience of his actual
Although
death.
he did say, "I have been and always shall be your." He said, "You are my captain and my friend. I have been and always shall be."
It
yours."
shall be yours. Well, that's earlier. Yeah.
Right. So he could be recalling that.
No, but he
But-
says ship out of danger. That's after the upload.
I know. I get it. But
Yeah,
I'm
that
saying
part.
how we
That
could've-
part. Yeah.
If we're the writing team, how we could have fixed that scene is to have him recall what he said to Kirk in his quarters as opposed to in the engine room.
Yeah.
Well, and I think he could have maybe where, Leonard was trying to do a little bit more of a toss some comedy in here and there. He could have actually made a statement question to Kirk about the safety of the ship,
Right.
as opposed to, asking the question literally the same way he asked it in the Chamber of Death.
Aravic, I don't know what you're talking about because I've only seen Picard season 3. I mean, I've seen them all, but I deleted seasons 1 and 2 from my memory banks.
And
so
actually, I will address that. No, because humans don't have Katras.
there you go. All right.
Picard is dead. He died in season 1. What
What are
see
you
in
talking
season-
about? I saw him in season 3, and it was amazing. It was
No,
beautiful.
You
It was
saw
glorious.
an android version of Picard.
You saw a simulacra, and that is the absolute
I-
correct
I-
use of that
yeah.
word for that circumstance.
Like I said, I've deleted seasons 1 and 2 from my memory banks, so I don't know what you're talking about.
That's great that you did that, but that doesn't change the facts. The facts,
That's
as
one of the benefits of being an alcoholic, brain damage. So I can
He'll just blame it on that. Yeah.
So we get to reviewing Picard. Boy, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
We already reviewed Picard. We don't have to do that again.
No, we're not. We don't have to go through that again.
No, we're not gonna wait all the episodes of Picard like we're doing for
No.
the original series.
No.
No.
I mean, if you want to do season 3, sure, but seasons 1 and 2, I'm never watching
no,
again.
we got to
No,
do
no.
Discovery.
No.
No. See, Jason and I brilliantly
No,
derailed
no.
you from
I-
Discovery.
No,
We're
no,
not
telling
ever
you.
going back to
Well,
Discovery.
but
Not
you know what? Then you better be willing to watch South Park, or else we're gonna start watching.
I'll watch South Park, but I like.
I mean,
South
you know
Park.
what? I'll watch South Park before I watch Discovery.
Oh,
So there you
excellent.
go. Yeah.
So we'll be watching South Park on Saturday. All right,
But we were supposed to go back to Battlestar. Come on, man.
Well,
But the longer we take to get back to Battlestar, then the more suspense you'll be in. All right.
The more I'll
so-
forget. Jesus.
Well, then it'll be fun to remember it.
yeah, Ben One Eye takes care of it for us.
Yeah.
One shot.
All right. So
Everything goes to F.
Any final thoughts on Star Trek 3?
Oh, we didn't do our hot takes at the beginning. Wow.
Well, I did, but you guys didn't because
Well, I was late, so maybe, yeah.
you were too
Okay.
busy obsessing over some stupid thing about wrestling. I don't know.
F you, man. F you.
So for me, I mean, it was kind of a rough go because the ship was destroyed. So at the age I was, it hit. So, but as time has gone on, I like this movie more and more.
What year did this movie come out?
84.
84.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 5 years old. I know that because
Will you stop saying how old you were?
Jesus, man. Super chat.
Thank you so much.
Why is it coming through my speakers? That's so weird.
I don't know. Says Surak Katra was aware of current events when it was in the One Vulcan Guy and in Archer. Yeah, the Surak's Katra, because the Katra is the living spirit of a Vulcan.
Yeah.
And so it's basically when Archer had Surak's Katra.
Oh my God. I'm done. I'm so done with people. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
No, continue. Sorry. No, I got another text about the press conference.
Keep it up, guys.
No, don't.
No, so Surak is the living spirit of someone. So it can go on getting new memories and all that and experiencing life vicariously through the people that the Katra is with. And that's why, like, if you think about it, in Star Trek 2009, when the Kotric arc was destroyed, that meant, millions, if not billions of Vulcans stopped existing at that point.
Are you really going to make me watch those J.J. Abrams movies? Can't we just stop it in Discovery
Did I say
Country?
it? You have to. I just mentioned it. But yes.
It's blasphemy. It's blasphemy.
But yes,
blasphemy.
We're going through all the movies. If I got to sit through First Contact, you can sit through the J.J. Abrams movies.
But First Contact is good. Like,
Star Trek 2009 is way better than First Contact.
Nope.
Are you out of your mind? My
Yes.
God, man. Look, I get.
Anyway, in 1984, I was 16 when I saw this movie.
So see, you're not that much older than me. Just 11 years.
No, he just likes to make it sound like he's 8 million.
I used to. Yeah,
For a guy who gets annoyed when people say that he's older than the universe, he equally likes to turn it around, and he's just like,
yeah. I mean, for 5 years, I dated a chick that was 11 years younger than me, so that's not that big an age difference.
That's great. I don't care about your dating life.
Yeah, neither do I anymore, apparently.
Oh, Thomas was -1. Thank you, Thomas.
And Gorilla was what? What did he say earlier?
negative a
-9?
lot. Because I think he's only like 32 or something like that right now. So yeah. Gorilla's so young I could be his dad.
I stand by what I said when I was 16 years old and I came out of the theater and just said that was Star Trek.
Yeah, I just for me it was
perfect. No, but
it was it was just an odd watch because it felt so I didn't know what it was they were going to do next with it. I was glad what they did do, but
right.
But yeah, I mean,
and it sets you up to where I'm looking forward to the next movie.
Yes, especially with you should pause it on the adventure continues. That would be perfect. If I had been here on time and was asked for my hot take, well, you just passed it, and was asked for my hot take, this right there, thank you. My hot take would have been this, and I'd have left it at this. This is the most underrated Star Trek movie of all time.
I would agree with that.
That would have been my hot
agree. Take.
Yeah. I love this movie. I think it does. I think it gets. I hate the stupid odd number curse thing. The only movie that sucks is 5. I think we can all agree.
Out of the first 6, the only one that sucks is 5.
Yeah. So like, this movie was. I mean, I love the villain. I love the emotional range we get from Shatner. I literally support salty.com. I cried when David dies. And
I know
Kirk
you're
does
shocked, right? Everybody's shocked that he cried when David died.
Fuck you, man. Anyway, so this, I like this movie a lot. And then they give me, that's why 2, 3, and 4, I could live. If that's all I ever got, I'd be happy. It's like the perfect Star Trek trilogy in my mind. I love it, So I'm gonna shortly after we're done, I encourage you guys to do the same. Stop yawning, Jason. Jesus Christ, we're almost done. Go to Critic List. Have you guys? Let me ask you this: have you guys reviewed 1 and 2 on Critic List yet? Because I have. I tagged you guys in both of them.
Good. I'm glad you did.
Anyway, so shortly after, this is gonna get lower than con, but higher than the motion picture in my score on
I would
Critic
agree
List.
with that.
Yeah,
I usually
really.
say this one is, I mean, I think that con is number 1. I would say 6 is probably number 2. This one is
This is
probably
number 3, which
Yeah.
is fitting because it's Star Trek.
It
3.
is number 3. Yeah, and
Yeah.
4 is 4, and 1 is 5, and 5
5.
is in the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is the difference between, you know, Star Trek 5 and every other original series Star Trek is like night and day.
Yeah.
You know, it's so much worse in
Yeah.
every respect. Anyway, I know Jason's about to collapse, so
Oh,
we're going to
my
wrap
goodness.
it up, guys. Remember, you are the salt of the earth. I'm the salty trekker. Danny is a slobbering fool, and Jason is just a crappy, crusty crustacean in Canada. Right?
Live